out in the studio.
Now offered at the Great Race Place. $3 late pick 3 featuring the last 3 races. $5 late double on the last 2 races. Both with a player-friendly 15% takeout. Every race day at Santa Anita Park.
In the room, we hit record and the vibes go warm. One says deep thoughts, the other says no. Now we're arguing if cats can and low. We spill the tea, we spill the wine. Had the stories, it goes in half a mind. We laugh, we cry, we overshare too long. Podcast every now, just double the crutch. Double Trouble Live with twice the mess. Double Trouble Live, no stress. At you for the thrill. Oh yeah, Double Trouble Live.
DTL Crew, Double Trouble Live, special Saturday Santa Anita Derby Day edition. We are helicoptering, I was going to say jet setters, but I guess we're helicopter setters. Keeneland yesterday, SA today, lots of great racing. What's up, my man? Good day for us yesterday. Bingo square already. Ciaran on mute.
He has one job, unmute me, but alas, unbelievable. I was going to say, yeah, we did the Keeneland show, the pivot, made that nice little winner, and then to end the show, we gave out all those winners at Santa Anita, which paid actually really nicely. That was a nice pay. My top pick in the last race, Barrios, did the job.
Well, yeah, we both like that horse, but I'll tell you right now, that wasn't the key to the sequence. The key to the sequence was that John Ivory perfection horse, 0 for 20, a barn that hardly ever wins, but Barrios hopped on and boom, that just blew it up.
Difference maker right there. And I actually, in today's sequence, I have a horse that I like just like that, and it's a price. We'll see if it ends up being a price, but I almost felt like just hammering that horse alone, but I kind of wussed out. So I have like a little bit of a spready ticket. But when we get to that, we can talk about it. I think you probably like the same horse I do as well. You got lots of time, though.
I haven't looked at your ticket yet because I wanted to come in fresh. So we'll look at that in a second. But so the Bluegrass, the Kentucky Derby prep, just ran at Keeneland. Have the results come in yet? There have been some tote delays over at Keeneland. The United Tote system is a little lagging behind.
I think because Mark got a job. So I think that's...
they hired Mark?
Yeah, I think they hired Mark. So, we got a video of him, right?
Sorry it took so long. Here are the results.
I kind of went back and forth with that because the original idea was this one, Frank.
Sorry it took so long. Here are the results.
Yeah, I think, what is it? Who is it? Runs at United Tote?
Yeah, United Tote. That poor horse. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know how that horse is holding him up. Jeez.
Yeah, no, look, we're just having some fun. We played Keeneland yesterday, and it was fantastic. Yep. Great racing there, always. Jim Goodman, a friend of the show, and one of your basketball rivalry buddies. But yeah, they're running on a little bit of antiquated technology. United Tote. So there've been some tote delays, and of course, in this era of smart, savvy, advanced horse players, we're going to notice this stuff. So yesterday on the show, the will pays were delayed in the middle of our late pick 3. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do, but we don't have the information. They finally got that up and running fine. And then today there was a massive odds drop, like as the horse was walking into the winner's circle. But, they made an announcement. They said what was going on. So I appreciate the transparency. But come on, racing as an industry needs to do better. I mean, can you imagine if this happened in the stock market or like some other real business?
The technology is out there. So, I mean, maybe it's just the computer's hooked up to 1960s technology is melting the wires, maybe. They got some guy in there with the tubes, changing the tubes.
They got Mark Gelding. Yeah. That's why he's all bandaged up. He got electrocuted. He's like, all burns. 80% of his body's burned. My goodness. Well, we came on a little early because race 8 is not part of any of the low takeout sequences for us, but it is the start of the late pick 5. I don't know if you looked at the race, Ciaran, but I had the privilege of doing it on the Awesome Foursome show with Chappie, Gino, and Seminar Skip. So we covered the late pick 5. This is a really good race. I don't know if you have an opinion here, but we could at least look at this race into the next, which starts the all turf.
Let me see. What did I put here? I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Yeah, the 8th, the Evening Jewel.
I went 2 horses in here. I actually ended up going 5-7, if you can believe it, and I put the 5 over the 7. Shocker, because Hare is my guy, but that's just the way I ended up going through when I did it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at that. I'm a little less bullish on the 5 than some other people. Look, don't get me wrong. I thought that last race was pretty good, but I also think it was flattered by a speed bias track and a very, very favorable front-running race shape and race flow. I'm shocked that Mohaven isn't like 3-5. That concerns me a little bit. Maybe because that was a little silly.
I guess people just have question marks. I mean, we can look.
Tell me the question marks, because I think the horse looks phenomenal.
I mean, let's look into the race 9. Looks like the 12 is what they deemed the morning line favorite. So let's see who. I mean, we still got 8 minutes, but we can see who they're hammering on the double. So the double right now, Frank, the 7 into the 12 is paying $16. Okay. The second choice is the 7 at 18, and the third choice is the 1 at 23.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we don't have to talk about that race now, but I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about that one, only because I think that horse has a lot of talent. I just think the race does not set up well for him. For him at all. But we'll got plenty of time for that. Talk about yesterday, we were doing the late pick 3 at Keeneland because they had started their new wager, and then of course, this is our bread and butter, Santa Anita. This is what we do. Yep. And we decided to stick on for a little bit to put out the late, the all turf, and the late pick 3. We got knocked down in the all turf, but I feel like if we were just doing a Santa Anita show yesterday,
we would have
pivoted.
we absolutely would have had that horse if we had the show. Right? We kind of talked about it afterwards.
Right. The market signals were there,
And I liked the horse that ended up winning it all so much that I would have insisted. I mean, I made that horse my top pick and Perfection. So I mean, and I think you had that horse that won. We would have.
We both had Nesso's Last Hurrah and the Nightcap.
Correct.
We both had was 8-1 morning line. It was both of our top picks actually. Yep. 8-1 morning line. Got bet down. I think went off at 9-2 or so, but there was still such great value in the late pick 3.
Yeah, that double paid $87.50. So it ended up, for the $25 double, it was like $437.
Right. And that was from joint venture was if not odds on, like 6-5. So you started off with a 6-5 or less horse. I forget the exact off odds,
and then the
a 9-2 shot,
pays.
and it pays $7. It's fantastic.
So I mean, like we said, the pick 3 is where the pays are. I mean, we've seen a couple of giant all turf pays, but not. I think once we start seeing more of them, we'll see more people start hammering that bet. We're firing away. I'm firing away at it today. I actually spent, after me saying I was going to spend less money on the ticket, and then I started doing my ticket and I added up, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing $160 on the all turf today.
I know, and you know what? It's so funny because I had a similar reaction as you did, because look, Queen Maxima, we're gonna look really stupid if we spend a lot of money trying to beat her, and I actually caveman the ticket trying to beat her. She was gonna win by 5 at 3, 2-5, and we wasted $80 trying to beat her.
And there was a key scratch in that one, Love Appeals, who was my second choice in that race. Okay. And I had gone, a lot of my tickets were going around Queen Maxima, but then I had a backup ticket with the 3 and the 7. So I'm probably going to pivot on the backup ticket and make it 7-6 because my 3 scratched.
Well, let me roll through the comments real quick, and then might as well start talking about it. I mean, because we already got Tippy in here. Let's go. All turf pick 3. I believe Tippy's at Santa Anita today. So have a great day, you and the wife. Win some money. Enjoy God's racetrack, as I like to call it. Our South American friends here, Ortiz in the Bluegrass. I don't know what the other stuff is, but the horse that won the Bluegrass today was very, very impressive. We'll see what happens in the Santa Anita Derby today. And then has the Wood Memorial gone off yet? Did we miss that? I think we might have. Or it's going off right now, maybe. Or maybe, Butane Baffert's in there. So let's see if I can get there in time just to catch the tail end of it or whatever, maybe even a replay.
Well, speaking of the Bafferts, Frank, we did have for those of us who watched the video, they heard that Kentucky tried to buy Mark Gelding and put him on the team. They had him a bag of cash, and he woke up and thought it was a dream. But
it wasn't a dream. Whoa, look at all this cash. Time to hit the track. All of it. You got it. The other Baffert to show.
Sorry, Mr. Gelding, but it was the other Baffert who won. Yes. Thank you for your business.
That's usually what happens, or they take the bet and it wins, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have to null that bet, just like the online sports sites.
Yeah. All right, Jaramillo, he's a favorite of the show. He's a favorite in Venezuela. I'm assuming you're from Venezuela, so congrats for the WBC baseball victory.
And he's 5 wins up, I think, in the jockey title, Frank, going into tomorrow. So
is that right? I wasn't even paying attention.
I just decided to look this morning. I was like, oh, we only got 2 days left. So he's up by 5. And that's usually pretty insurmountable, but don't count out JJ. And so the reason I looked is when we get to the tail end of the meet, I kind of like to look and see who's who. And then we might see a lot of musical jockeys, today and tomorrow, perhaps.
Yeah, well, if anyone is sitting at home and has a little time, give us a little stat update on where they're both at right now so we can kind of follow along on the show. And, of course, we're going to do our traditional Santa Sunday show right here. Oh, that was Texas Terry, of course. Thank you, Texas Terry. And then SC3. Hey, guys, hello from the Women's Final Four in Phoenix. He's taking the show on the road. My man.
I was actually just looking back at the races, Frank. Our boy Lee, another long shot winner today, Frank. That guy is absolutely on fire. I think he's at 40% now.
He's terrific. He's absolutely terrific. Well, if you're at Phoenix there, I don't know if you're going to be around on Monday, but you should go to Turf Paradise. If you're going to go to Turf Paradise, let us know. We got all the sweet hookups over there. And we've heard nothing but great things about all the upgrades they've made to the track. MKT, thank you. Joint venture went off at 4-5. Right, so you had a 4-5 shot, basically to a 9-2 shot, Ciaran, and you got like $87.
Not too shabby.
The 7 won the Wood. Yeah, I saw that, like 7 or 11-1 or something like that. We'll go back and recap that. And then, again, Jaramillo. We're like the unofficial Jaramillo fan club. I love it.
Yeah,
We're going to have to, like, do a video with him
we
or
usually
something.
jump on pretty early, you know, for these trends, and this was one we jumped on super early.
Ciaran, because you're better at the jockey trainer stats and angles than I am. You sniffed out Jaramillo like as soon as he won for O'Neill, and then like the next day they won like 4 races that day or something, and It was like.
And I was on him too because I'd read about him coming out, and and I'd watched him when he was out there, and I was like, he's out here for a reason. Like when these top jockeys come out, especially from Florida, their agent has a plan, and they've got the book already ready. We just don't know what they're riding, but you can better believe they've got a book of horses.
Well, you know what? Even though we didn't play this race, we're going to duck away so everyone can enjoy it. They're at the gate. Good luck. We'll come back right after this, and we'll start getting serious. Well, I want to thank you, first of all, for actually making the executive decision and handling that graphic yourself, because I was really worried that Mark Gelding was going to be in charge of that advertise here thing. And it would be like advertise with 2 Ds and and 2 Zs and
misspelled email address, et cetera, et cetera.
But yes, very classy. Advertise here.
I was actually just looking at the double probables, Frank, as the race ended, and my horse that I'm all about in this upcoming leg got a lot of money late. Ended up dropping $40, which is interesting. But
let's talk about that in a second. But I just want to say, Ciaran, we've been doing the show for a while, and there have been many days where I built my sequences around a horse. Often that I thought they couldn't lose and would take the money and should win, and they were terrible. I didn't think Mohaven could lose. I talked about it on the Pick 5 show, so I have a little Pick 5 started with Mohaven. But why wasn't this horse in our sequence? Because I would have singled this horse 6 ways to Sunday.
Well, that's good. We don't want it in the sequence because that would have singled people, and they would have cruise. So I like how they
That's true.
structured the sequence today. We've said the racing secretary, they're all about the pools. You can't just. I mean, it is about the horses and the horsemen, and getting races, but it's also about the handle, and you got to grow the handle, which means you got to place the races in certain spots. And that was good that it wasn't in anything. I mean, it gave people a free spot on. Actually, it was in the pick 5, but that was it.
But at the same time, Ciaran, when you're running second over and over and over again, like that's the kind of horse that you can get your confidence back with, right? No, don't get me wrong. I'm off the Santa Anita Street. We've had a couple of really good shows. I've had some good solo stuff. We've had some good community stuff. You've been pretty consistent day in and day out. But that was the kind of horse that I needed, a month ago to kind of open it up for my long shots, who ended up winning, but I missed on, the obvious one. So anyway, that's just, gambler's lament. But before we, just real quick, and then we'll get serious. Charlie, regular member of the DTL crew, thank you so much for joining us. As always, let's make some money. I like it. That's my catchphrase. That's the Sure Shot catchphrase. I love it. I don't know.
I think he's going to go Renegade. That's my
I would think so too, but I'm not sure.
I think he's just going to go Renegade. I just have to think that. I mean, I think the owners are already counting their breeding money on Renegade.
Well, remember he left. He got off the. Did he get off the Brad Cox horse to go ride Renegade, right?
Correct. So I think that's
tell you everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's his mount. He's got, what a great position to be in. You know what I mean? It's not a bad spot. But then anything can happen. You could have 2 super mounts and the weather sucks or the horse catches a fever. You just never know,
How about Ripoli's bad luck? All his favorites get scratched 2 days before the race.
That's just crazy.
I'm sorry, what?
I was just saying that's just crazy how his horses that happens.
I know. It's insane. Gatekeeper, thank you for joining us. I appreciate this because I think Ciaran would agree with me. If there's one little hole in our game, it's probably the pedigree stuff.
Yes.
So I appreciate comments like this. These Yalpons have stamina, unlike I've seen in decades. That's a strong statement. I prefer the fillies over the colts. This is awesome info. DTL crew, we share. We're a community. We all want to win together. Gatekeeper, keep these kind of comments coming because, Ciaran, we were joking about it yesterday on the show about pedigree. All you know about pedigree is if it has IRE in it. That's it.
But the other thing, too, is, and I've talked about it, I think the Japanese are going to own horse racing. I think we'll start seeing it this year or next. And they're playing the long game. Here, everyone's about I want to get paid now. And the way the Japanese have been just scooping up fillies and whatnot, and the breeding programs they're doing there, I think they're probably going to dominate going forward. That's my off the cuff comment on that.
Yeah, I mean what the owner of Forever Young did when he bought that mare. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So one of our South American friends wants to know who won the 8th race. The order of finish was
7-4-5-2.
There you go. So if someone could put that in the chat, please, for our friends who don't have access to a feed. And then one more comment here on Mike Will. Let's pivot together. Let's make some money.
So, Frank, like I was saying, I was looking ahead of time. My day is kind of built around the number 10, Prince Dolce. And all the early money came in, 12-1 morning line, 7-2. And let me write, when I put my long shot pick out, this is what I wrote to everyone. Number 10, Prince Dolce, should not be 12-1 in this race. Ricky rides for Nap and lost by a neck last out after being repeatedly blocked and losing momentum a few times. Being able to re-rally a few times is a huge positive. The horse then came flying late when clear. No way this horse will be 12-1. I think 5-1 or less. And if that is the price, I'm betting win money on the nose and for sure using an exotics. But here he is a 72 under even. Well,
that might drift a little bit, Ciaran. I agree with you. I think the 12-1 was not even in the ballpark. But the problem with that is the 10 post. I mean, it's not an easy post going a mile at Santa Anita. Now, granted, the rails are not out today, so he has the benefit of, a much wider turf course. And I do think there is enough speed in here for the outside horses to kind of angle over and get position. So I'm with you. So I put yours up real quick.
Yeah, and I think if you've got a chance, you know, we've got a few minutes. Just go look at that last race replay, and you'll see what I meant. Horses, when they lose momentum, many times just toss the towel in, toss away race. This horse lost momentum 3 or 4 times during the race and still was able to come. You don't see that too often in horses. I think.
Well, same thing. 2 back, same start. The horse had trouble and ran much better than it looks on paper. I'm with you. So you're singled on 2 tickets, but you also have backups with. It looks like the 1, 11, and 7. Correct?
Yes. And then I got
talk to me about the 1 because. I think the 1 is a nice horse, but there are many questions this horse needs to answer today.
I mean, you know, Hereford Gaines won last out on the hill, gate to wire, and is 1 for 1 at this distance. So I just thought that it might transfer well. I mean, you know, you're going from 6.5. You know, it's not like the horse actually went gate to wire and then gained in the stretch, if you know what I mean, on that wire position. So I thought the mile should not be an issue. And back in 2024, the horse did win at a mile. You got a sharp work. You got a red-hot trainer. And this jockey has already hit for a price for Carl already, like a big price. So I thought everything looked good, but not good. And I just like the 10 more. Yeah. But I did. I mean, if the 10 wasn't in there, this would be my top choice probably.
Yeah, my concern is the shape of the race. I mean, this horse has no choice but to go from the rail. And there's other speed. Granted, Cullen J, who was a stretch-out sprinter, was going to be up on that pace as well. So that scratch actually helps the 1 a little bit. But I think there is enough pace where if Stylishly Acclaimed wins, he is going to have to earn it, right? So here, let me put mine up. This is one of the tougher races all meet, I thought. My A's are 10, 11, 3, 7, and then I have a backup ticket with my B's, 1, 8, 12. So I'm using, 8 horses in the race?
Yeah, the only horse we don't have is the 8. That's the only horse I don't have that you have across all your tickets. I mean, I get a JJ for Urton, but they're only 1 of 10, and I just liked other ones better, like the 7, the Glad horse. Fresh Shoe's not 1 for him, but I think he's won a couple of races already today. Second fastest horse in here. Has lost as the favorite the last 2 times.
Yeah.
Not the favorite today, so this will be the day he wins.
Right, of course, right? Do I have all the same as you, though? Right, 10, 11, 7, 1. Yeah. Well, you don't have the 12 either, right?
I got the 12 on a – did I actually end up throwing it? It was my last choice. Let me see if I did put it
I don't think you did, but you might want to look at that again.
I actually ended up not putting it on the ticket. I was starting to get super expensive, and I wanted to spend more on my 10, so that was the one that ended up getting the boot.
Well, I mean, maybe we're overcomplicating things, and you just go all and then single Queen Maxima and then spread in the last as well. But I think you're thinking you have a couple of tickets that are trying to beat her. So am I.
Yeah, I mean but I think I mean there was a scratch in that race. I mean, what did I write here? But we tried to beat Queen Maxima last time, but we used her and we said if she wins on the 1 hole. She really is class, and she just gets the 1 hole again. It's 3 or 4 on the hill. And my notes on Queen Maxima, Frank, even though I do have a horse, I was trying to kind of beat it just to make it the bet pay more. Impressive win last out. This horse should win when the gates open.
Well, I'm going to amend your statement because I remember it very vividly. I didn't think Queen Maxima could lose, and that was one of the few horses who actually came through for me when I had that strong of an opinion. You did try to beat her that day, but you used her as well in certain combinations that were going to pay better than the others.
And that was the inside post. Right. And after that, we went, okay, we can't auto toss. That's the second time there's, one. Like we've seen a few times now where really classy horses have won on the 1 spot on the hill. So it's not an auto toss like it used to be, especially when we don't have a big field.
Agreed. So who are you using when you're not using her? The 3 and the 7?
Well, the 3 scratched. I thought the distance, a scratch, why even go into what I was thinking there? And then I thought the 7 was interesting. Smith on the shipper from Gulfstream. And then my notes were never discount Smith on the hill on the outside.
On the outside I'm with you. I like that horse a little bit too.
I mean, I didn't play in the, the big contest at Santa Anita, but a couple of years ago was Smith on the hill about this time when I only had, I think I had $150 left, Frank, and started my Smith. That story when you introduced me the night before,
Yeah.
and turned that $150 into 15K on doubles, starting with a long shot one, and it was on Derby Day. So don't discount Smith, especially on the outside. Even with a really good horse in here, you never know what could happen on the hill. Never.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ciaran. So my A's in this leg, I have the 1, 6, and 7. So I like the 6 and the 7 as alternatives to the 1. But then I came back and I also wanted to use my B's just single to Queen Maxima. In case one of my A's doesn't win, I can have a B win and then be alive to a very likely winner in the middle leg.
And then I said my pivot, because my 3 scratched. I did my bet earlier.
Right.
So my pivot now, I'm not going to go cancel tickets. I'll just get my refund. So my pivot is I'm just going to go 10 with 6 with all the other horses, 1, 11, 2, 4, 3, 7, 9. So it's going to cost me
right here
$12 for the pivot. It's essentially the refund of my 3 getting scratched out of that race.
Right. You're just going to put the 6 in instead.
Yes. $21, I guess. Yeah.
What are your notes on the 6?
The 6 I wrote. Fresh year for O'Neill, sharp work. I just thought, I ended up discounting it and upgrading number 3 because that's the one that Hera hopped on.
Right.
And, but his horse got scratched. Freshu's, gotten a lot of rides for O'Neill, but it's not been a lot of winners. But he used to be his guy back in the day. So,
yeah, my angle with this was you go back to the Las Ciennegas. Princess Moche was coming off a layoff and ran pretty darn good up against Queen Maxima. And I mean, Queen Maxima, she won. It's only a half length, it says, but she won. She could have made it more if she wanted to. But I thought Moche ran really well that day, and then she came back and franked that form with a 2-turn win in the grade 3 megahertz. Right? I'm willing to forgive that last race. It was a flop. I don't think she was comfortable, and you know what? Everybody's entitled to a bad day. I'm just going to draw a line through it. Drawn well. Let's say Maxima breaks slowly or gets a little bit of trouble or whatever. Love the outside horses down the hill because they can just race in the clear. They don't have to worry about, all the nonsense. And, if the 6 or 7 win, Ciaran, it's like...
Yeah, it's gonna really change things up. And I mean, Freshu, while we talk a lot about O'Neill, Freshu is now 2 of 8 and for a profit. Like when Freshu has been winning, on the horses that he's won for O'Neill, It's been prices, just like it is right here. And then outside we don't have a full field, but outside on the hill, you can't... You always got to look. You never know. I mean, look what happened to Freshu on that horse, which put us off the rail on the hill.
Yeah, Amber Hall.
Into the rail. You just don't know what's going to happen. It's a
difficult
the
horse was
spot.
like 3 to 5, couldn't lose. 20 steps out of the gate, slams into the rail. Freshu breaks his toe. He has to pull up the horse. So yeah, a lot of nothing good can come from the rail break. But when you like you said, Ciaran, class will prevail. When we
get through the race, we're probably going to go, us clowns, we wasted all that money hedging what should be a free spot, but I don't mind the hedge.
Yeah, you got to try and be clever.
If we're correct, we're going to get paid
because it's about the ticket structure. Because we're tying Queen Maxima to horses who should be prizes. So before we go back to this race to start it off, let's just talk briefly about the nightcap, the pay leg. You're using the 1, 11, 2, 4, 3, 7, 9.
Yes, I
very spready.
I'm tight on, as you can see, on a couple of tickets. I'm all about the 111. My 10 into 111. My other price horses in here to the 111. But then I thought we could see some possible chaos in this race. I was actually talking to Billy earlier. He was like, "Yeah, they really like. I think the race flow setting up. I think Barrios is riding fantastic right now."
Talking about the one horse.
Yeah, the one horse. But then the 11 out there, Fresher for Sadler, was slow in the debut and closed very, very well. So this distance is going to be good. And I know Billy had said to me, he's like, and I know it too from, Phil's horses, what they did in this cutback is the stats may not show it because it happens a lot. But when they do this is a prime spot for this horse. And the favorite does win this race 44% of the time, but that also meant there could be some chaos in there, which is why there was a lot of horses. I started adding one horse and then I was adding another one. I was like, well,
I don't think there's an overwhelming favorite in that race. That's part of the problem. I think you'll see a lot of horses around 5-2, 6-1, like all in that range right there. So yeah, I'm kind of with you, but I did it a little differently because in my all turf I only used the 10, 4, and 11. But let me show you my late pick 3. 10, 4, 11, 2, 1, 7. So we talk about handcuffing the wagers together.
And what's funny is when I originally did it, my only bets when I did this, Frank, was when I started doing, my 10 with singling maxima, my 10 with my other prices. And then I was going to go, you know what? That's it. I can correct and bet a little bit more on, the late pick 3. And then I went there and did my bets. And then I came back and I'm like, yeah, but I think the sequence might pay. So then I started doing this and I went, you know what? It's closing weekend. I'm gonna help juice the pools a little bit more.
Yeah, and also, Ciaran, I mean, we've been doing this for so long now. I mean, I believe we really truly have an advantage. Like, we have a good way to play these wagers because we've studied the handle, we've studied the parlays, we know the data, we know what the CAWs are doing. We try to sniff it. So I feel like we have the information to be able to do stuff like that. So why don't you look at the tote and let's walk us through that.
But my last,
I gotta take a little break. I'll be right back.
My last comment on that too is when I even wrote to everyone, I said my tickets are on the high end today for the low takeout bets. I may adjust them when we get there. If I can get out of this first leg and my 10 does what I think I can really modify my pick 3s. When we get to that, that's at least the plan I had.
All right, give me 2 minutes. Why don't you do some tote analysis?
All right, let's have a look. See here. All right, so start with the double right now. Let me refresh it so I have correct data because sometimes they don't like to do that. 1 second, guys. All right, so double right now, we're looking at 12 is the slight favorite at 19.80. The second choice is the 1 at $20. The third choice is the 7 at 23. Those 3 do not shock me at all, just based on the morning line. But I will say, I mentioned when the race went off, my number 10, 28.60. When I had looked a couple of minutes before the last race went off, that was up at $41. So the 10 is the one that did take a lot of money on the double. But let's look at the pick 3. That's usually where we get the real story. Pick 3. The favorite is the number 7. Not a surprise. The Glad Horse at $40. Second choice, number 1, 43.30. Oh no, actually the 12 at 42.80. Then the 3 at 43. My 10 is actually $110. So the big money guys who are betting the pick 3 did come back with a big hedge on the number 10. That's what I'm taking out of this. And then number 8, King of Dragons, on the pick 3 is paying $65, and then we start going up. See if we see anything into the next leg.
Yeah.
Who do you think? I mean, I've said it on the show before. I thought Cherokee Nation, Frank, last race was the faster horse, but I also thought, as we know, if it was the one that was going to win, JJ would have picked it. So I gave the 2 a chance, but then there's also how do you not bet Mullins right now and Barrios out there?
Yeah.
So
yeah, Ciaran, I didn't want to use, and I think all of them can win actually, but I didn't want to use Cherokee Nation, Patente, Intrepido, and even Stay Happy. I just picked one for my wagers that I put out so far. I'm going to pivot though. Right now I'm single to Intrepido on that. That's my A horse in that race. I think the horse is going to trip out. I know Mullins skipped the San Felipe that some of those others ran in because he wanted to have a fresh horse he wanted to win the Santa Anita Derby. So he's been pointing to this race. And look, that horse's 2-year-old form is fantastic.
Well, the 10, just looking for, we've got 40K in the pool, Frank. The 12 to the 2 is paying $26. The 12 to the 7 is paying $38. And the 12 to the 1 is paying $35. And if we look at the second choices, The 1 to the 2 is 25. The 1 to the 7 is 66. So the 7's not getting a lot of love. 7 to the 7 is $28, Frank. That's your lowest combination right now for your 7 in the next leg. 7 to 7. So that's the Glad Horse in here to Intrepido in the next leg. $29. That's the lowest.
The favorite. That's the favorite combo in the double probable, Ciaran?
No, that's the favorite one for your 7. The favorite in the double probables right now is the 1 to the 2 at 24, slightly above the 12 to the 2 at $25.
Got it. So here's what I was going to say. I singled Intrepido when I did my tickets. Then I did backups with Cherokee and Potente and Stay Happy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and play another one with Potente because did you guys see how that Baffert horse ran earlier in the day? What's the name of the horse?
Which race?
What is it?
Oh, Cruise Velocity?
Yeah, Cruise Velocity. That horse beat older horses. That horse is going to run in the Preakness probably. That horse is awesome. Potente was working with that horse, and Potente was going better and got a very good grade, and the longer the better. So I'm going to pivot when we get to that.
Yeah, we've talked about it too, because I have the experience, like when Gold Phoenix, there was a couple of horses I landed on a week later, and I was like, these are the horses Gold was racing with. And these trainers, when they like a horse, they're going to put their horses up against their best horses. It's not to shame them. They're trying to make their number one horse better, but they're also trying to school the other guys. Like if they do really well against this class, they'll smoke the donkeys. How many minutes we got? We got 4 minutes, Frank.
Okay. Just real quick though, MKT, yeah. Intrepido's gonna be too far back. Okay, well maybe, yeah. We'll see how it plays out. But I think 9 furlongs, it gives them enough chance to, get into the race a little earlier than usual. Tippy Central, here's his play. So easy a caveman can do.
Sometimes caveman is the easiest thing to do.
Me, Tippy. Swing club. Hey, you swing a club a lot of times, you're going to hit something.
Yeah,
all right. Well, we're not doing a community. Jeff asked if we're going to do an all turf. No, we'll do a community double like we usually do.
On the double.
Are you happy with your plays here, Ciaran? I don't think there's anything.
No,
I have everybody under the sun, so I'm okay.
I mean, I did my pivot bet, to add the 6 in the next leg against Queen Maxa, but I think I'm okay with 10-1.
But here, let me remind you, because you were talking about Prince Dolce and a possible win wager.
Oh yeah, I have the thing lined up here, so we're at 6-1. We got 3 minutes to go, so
that's the good old school action before the CAWs, right? The horse opens pretty short and then just drifts,
goes up that people forget about it, and then
it takes a little bit of a hit, comes down a little bit, and then starts to drift again, and then boom. Yeah. We don't see that very often anymore with the way, but at Santa Anita you could because of the 2-minute cutoff, right?
Yeah,
and we're almost at 2 minutes here, so
I'm looking to do a $20 win with my number 10 here, and I'm thinking I will do a possible trifecta where I'm doing my 10 over the other horses I like in here, which is the 1, the 7, and the 11.
Look at the Jaramillo fans are Robusta, right? Jaramillo stuck with Robusta instead of Cherokee Nation, right?
I have that. I have Robusta on my ticket, Frank. If you look,
I can't see it. I really can't see it, but I've been wrong before, Ciaran.
I was just like, what did I write here?
I'll put your pick 3 up right here so you can see it.
The other O'Neill and Hara is here, must use. So that's why you'll see on my ticket, I've got. I went a little bit.
O'Neill. What are you talking about?
Huh?
The other O'Neill?
Oh, is that? What did I write?
No, Robusta is the O'Neill. Vitruvian Man is the other O'Neill. You don't like Vitruvian
I think
Man,
I just have a habit of saying the other O'Neill whenever I say Hara O'Neill.
Oh, okay. Because you scared me there for a second, because I was I don't give Vitruvian Man a shot at all. No. Okay. Just make sure we're talking about the right horse there.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at my ticket, I kind of went I put Robusto in second place on all my tickets. You know, I went 2-4, 2-4-1-7, 2-1-4-7. So I made it my second choice. And, you know, I put your Intrepido in last place.
Okay. So who is
And
your
again,
top
this
pick?
is me
Cherokee
taking
Nation?
I kind of commit. I'm taking a swing. I'm taking a swing on the 10. You know, I'm taking a swing on some of these things. And if I'm correct, I think it'll pay me well. So fingers
What
crossed.
kind of trip do you think Cherokee Nation's going to get? Because I would have liked the horse so much more drawn outside. I think
I
the
would
horse has
agree
no
to
choice but to go from the rail. I
Yeah,
think that's going to be a problem.
yes, I agree on that too.
Okay. But, I mean, we watched that race last night. I mean, that horse was unbelievable. And
Oh,
just
yeah.
the size of the horse compared to the other horses he was racing that day. Look, I'm
And
probably
I
didn't
mean,
beat
the
much.
horse won
We
by.
talked
I
about
will.
this.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we talked about this on the show. Baffert was running this horse in stakes races as a maiden to get Derby points. Like, he always believed in this horse. It didn't work out, but finally the horse runs against maidens and crushes. So I'm sorry, go ahead. That was the point I was trying to make.
Well, I was going to say that he won by 10 under Jaramillo. I mean, I know he's going to give it to Giroux, but maybe there's times where he lets.
No, Jaramillo chose. He had the
so
choice.
that's why I ended up upgrading the 4 is because he, you know what I mean. He went with his guy, which I get as well. But
They asked Baffert, and he was
if there was a
disappointed.
hall pass that he was going to get, it would be for a Baffert horse, and he still decided to stay there. You know.
Yeah, I don't know the behind the scenes, but someone did an interview with Baffert and asked about that, and he said he was kind of disappointed that Jaramillo didn't stick with his horse.
Well, that says a lot right there.
Yeah, it really does. But then again, you know, O'Neill was the first guy to really back Jaramillo and got him on board. And now, like you said, he's almost leading rider. So, you know, we don't know the machinations that go on behind the scenes and the jockey agents and all that stuff. I also think Jaramillo's jockey agent is Tom.
No, he's probably one of the best handicappers there is. We've talked about it many times.
Right, but I think him and O'Neill are good friends. That's the thing. So
yeah,
that plays into it as well, right? All right, they're at the gate. Right. What's the best case scenario for us? I guess Prince Dolce,
10.
right?
10.
Yeah.
10, 10, 10.
Yeah, because you have win money and I have the horse on a bunch of tickets. So, all right, let's go 10. Good luck, DTL crew. We'll be back after the race. Advertise here. Wow, the two Glats right on the wire. The two Glats who don't like to win, right on the wire.
Oh my goodness. Ricky just had my 10 too far back, too much work. I hate when my horses win the gallop out. That's annoying.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. For a race that should have had a faster pace, it was actually pretty modest. I know Please Focus went out there and set the pace, but it was like 47 and change. I was expecting like 46. That really compromised the 10 a lot.
The 10 should have won that race, but it is what it is, you know. And I blew up the ticket, but it was worth the shot. I think that was the best horse in there, but too much work to do late.
So now, see, this is annoying because I had the 12, but on my B ticket. So now I need Queen Maxima. I mean, it's a good single to have, but it's, what price was the 12? The 12 was 5 to 2. Yeah, I'm going to end up owing them money.
Yep.
The 7 would have been fine. The 10 would have been best.
Yeah, I mean, the 10 would have. That's frustrating. That horse was. Ricky, bad ride, Ricky. Well, not a bad ride. He just, didn't have the clock correct in his head. I mean, that would have been one of those things, I think. If we had Pratt on that horse, he would have pushed the horse a lot sooner. Looking at, they're not going as fast as I think. I'm going to go now,
It's tough from the 10 hole, Nap added blinkers, so you don't know how the horse is going to react. I think it's tough to blame the jockey there, breaking from the 10 hole in a 12 horse field when anyone who knows how to handicap expected a much faster pace. So yeah, maybe he could have judged the timing a little better in his head. But
that's my thing.
He was expecting them to be going a lot faster than they were, and when you're 20 lengths back, it's hard to know how fast they're going.
You got to adapt on the fly. I mean, that's why we talk about it. That's why jockeys like Irad and Pratt, win as many races as they do because they have no better at doing it.
Maybe somebody was up late last night changing diapers.
Oh, maybe it is time again.
Maybe it's time now. Maybe it's time to get off Ricky. We said let's check back in a month. It's about that time.
Well, Jessica did tell me that she's the baby's been sleeping all night long. So
that was 2 weeks ago. She told you that.
Yeah, things could have changed
to a baby in 2 weeks.
That is true.
Start teething. You'll colicky, up all night. Ricky can't get any sleep. Oh goodness.
Oh, well, I took a flyer on the all turf and went down in flames, but I'd still make that bet all day to Sunday, and the horse ran as good as I thought it would. I just didn't have any racing luck, And I lost to a 5 to 2, whatever. Onward. Now we got the pick 3, so it's not like we have nothing else to do.
Yeah, we don't have that dead race as usual, so we're right into it.
Boom.
Yeah, Tippy, moving on. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? You got to move on. I'm happy I'm alive, but I'd much rather be alive on my other ticket than on this one, especially with the 5 to 2 shot, who I was trying to beat. Hey, how about this? Hello from Amsterdam. Well, thank you from Amsterdam for joining. Like, do you guys watch? Do you even have horse racing there, or were you expecting a different kind of show? Let us know. I want to see. I know Jay put up a ticket. Oh, here's Tippy's ticket. He had the 12 too, but again, the favorite. We're not looking good there. But
I mean, I had it last spot on my ticket, and I didn't want to spend any money, so it is what it is.
Just want to see real quick. I thought Jay put up a play too. I just wanted to check to see. Oh no, Jay has this. This is awesome. $50 win bet and a $20 exacta box in pool 1 of the Derby future on Further Ado. And the boxes with all the other 3-year-olds. Well, yeah, it's pretty good.
Interesting.
See, I can tell a Sharpie when I see one, man. You've been a great contributor to the show. We wish you all the luck. I thought maybe you didn't. Maybe that's what I was thinking about. But anyway,
Frank, we're going to have
Ciaran. Let's move on.
We're going to have George to come in the room so he can translate all these posts from our South American viewers now. Look at this.
You know how the Hoff was big in Germany? We're big in Venezuela. And you know why? Because we love Aramillo.
Yep.
We love him. We talk about him. Ciaran was on him from the jump. He wins a lot of races. He's one of our go-to jockeys. So thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. All right, I'm going to put up your pick 3 first.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Will pays. I'm going to start with the pick 3, Frank. The 2 is paying $21. Second choice is the 1 at 34. Your horse got no love on the pick 3, Frank. $55.
The Intrepido?
Yeah. On the double, number 2 is dominant at 24. Number 1 at 45, and your horse is 58. Zero hedging, you know what I mean? They're all about the first Baffert and giving, the speed of Cherokee, a nod. But they've kind of tossed Intrepido. I'm not going to change my bet because in order to make any money, we probably need Intrepido to win this race.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Or the 4. I mean, I do have the 4. So actually, let me look at the 4. My 4 on the double, Frank, $106. I mean, he's the 5th choice out of 7. On the pick 3, 132. Yeah, he's the ugly redheaded stepchild in the corner. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be very. I'm having a hard time seeing that horse wire this field, and I think that's really the only chance that horse has. But that horse did run a much improved race last time, and Potente had to work.
Yes.
To run down Robusta. So, and O'Neill's. I mean, he's won 2 Kentucky Derbies, so he knows what he's doing.
And I mean the fact that Hera left a Baffert horse. I mean, we did talk about it. You're going to stick with your guy. But if Robusta did not have a chance, you got to think that O'Neill would have said, dude, go with the Baffert, And he's on this horse. That's all I'm saying. That's why I put it in second spot. I think JJ always has the best of the Bafferts. So that's why I gave the edge to the 2. But I thought 4, big chance just because of the movement of Hera to the O'Neill. Simple as that.
I'm just looking what I have because I do want to pivot here. 1, 2, 5 with 1 with 10, 4, 11. With 1. Okay, so I have that. What I want to do, Ciaran, let me just explain my thinking here. Look, if it's Potente, Queen Maxima, I'm not looking at much, but I do like a 15-1 shot in the last leg. Can we talk about that for a second? Do you have any notes on the 10 in the last leg 15-1? Blacker for Giroux? Giroux for Blacker?
The 10.
Daring Pursuit.
Oh, wait, I'm looking at Sunday. Hang on. The 10. Daring Pursuit.
Yeah.
They take little kid pictures on the number 10. No.
You got a nope?
Yeah, I do have a nope.
Oh, I love when you got a nope on my horses.
Barrios rode last and left for the fill horse. That's it.
Okay.
I do like the other Powell in this race, the number 7, What a Star. Smith is on the other Powell. Second start, bullet 46-second workout, use on my long shot ticket. And I mean the other horse on my long shot ticket is the 9 Peppermint Dash, Hera for Baltus, and
the first time starter.
Yeah, and the 3 looking for a diamond, the 3rd Powell in this race, and Victor's riding a debut horse for Powell. I mean, Powell's stats on this, Frank, I mean, I had to look twice, are horrendous. Like he's 0 for 28 debut turf, 1 for 47,
right?
Yeah.
Which is shocking.
1 for 47 first timers, which was like, wow. But then I went, but Victor's here. Might be out for a run, but I was like, long shot ticket. So
I'm adding another late pick 3 here.
If you said, Ciaran, you're only allowed to pick one horse in the last race, it's going to be the Little Red Feather horse, the number 1 with Barrios riding, Cortina da Impressio, or probably butchered the name, but that would be the horse I would, if you only gave me one horse in that race.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to work out a trip from the rail in a big full field. That's going to be difficult, but I mean, I have that horse as well. It's just a wide open race. I mean, I think you can go make a case for 10. Here's my pivot. 1, 2, 5, 7 to start here. 1, 6, 7 to the 10. So if I can somehow beat a favorite in the first leg or Queen Maxima, whatever, because the 10 in the nightcap is 15-1 on the morning line. I want to get alive to that horse. And I can come back in doubles and whatnot. I have other coverage on my original late pick 3, which is right here. But, I mean, I think that's a pretty good bet. What's Potente? Yeah, 6-5. Wow. What do you all think, DTL Crew? I mean, this is a
Yeah, because I just canceled my original pick 3 ticket because I had the scratch, but my ticket that's got the 3-7 on it, Frank, I'm just going to change it to 6-7. So I'm going 1, 2, 4, 7 with 6-7. I'm probably tossing money away on this ticket with 1-11, but yeah, I'm going to go 1-11. I really should do 1 because I keep saying like that's the horse. I think I know you don't like the inside post for that, the little red feather horse there, Frank, but I've mentioned it on the show before. I think the 1 spot is excellent because it's an Irish horse, and we've talked about it, especially, like Go Phoenix and whatnot, and I've owned enough Irish turfers with these guys over the years to know it. The 1 spot is not bad because Billy always jokes, well, the inside post is the shortest distance around the track. And then the other thing is these horses love to get covered up, just break, get covered up, and then Barrios will find a hole around the turn,
I don't disagree with you, Ciaran. It's just that I don't want to have to rely on racing luck. You know what I mean? Like,
I think Barrios is riding lights out, and yes, it is because he had a fantastic ride on a horse, but I also mentioned before that show, I thought he just wasn't getting it wasn't his time. It wasn't the right horses. He was getting a lot of dirt races. I think we're starting to enter the period where you're going to start seeing Barrios heat up. Remember last year, Frank, when you did something, you were like,
heat up right with the end.
Automatic.
It's over, dude.
Race is over. Barrios is on a turf horse. You know what I mean? Like, I think that, and it was about this time last year, if I remember when that happened as well. So.
He's just a good rider in general. Let me roll through the comments real quick because this is an important race here. We don't show the races. We don't have the intellectual property rights, and that's okay because everyone's at home watching themselves. If you want to watch, I believe the Santa Anita website shows them now. They didn't, but I think they do. So poke around on there. There's a live TV section on the Santa Anita website if you want to watch. How about this, Tippy? My wife treated me to the Santa Anita tour a month. Oh, wow. Sneed Nap Barn. Yeah, awesome. He's been, he really, like 5 years ago, he just really clicked, and he's been doing a terrific job. He whose name shall not be mentioned, Chappie, was the ambassador of the winners. Oh, Iggy Puglisi was there too. Yeah, Chappie's the best. Chappie and I have a little scam going on with Ciaran. Ciaran thinks that he is paying Chappie to have me on the show to promote Double Trouble Live. Meanwhile, Chappie and I are splitting the money, and I'm on the show anyway. So, joke's on you, Ciaran.
Yeah, I was just looking for it. Where is that damn video?
LD right here. Yeah, good luck, LD. Yeah, she's a nice horse. It's a wide open race. I think it's going to come down to whoever gets the best trip.
And I think when we get to the next race, Frank, I suppose I should throw my doubles up here. It's going to be an adjustment. I already got knocked out, so I'm going to have to keep my bets sky high. But my planned double was a $25 double.
That's in the next race, though, right?
Yeah, was Queen Maxima with the 111 in the last race, and then Queen Maxima with my underneath horses for 10, and then it was 3-7. I'm going to change it to 3-6 with a spread. When we get to that race, we'll see. I think the $5 double, if Queen Maxima goes down, when we get to that next race, Frank, the will pays might be pretty generous if Queen Maxima does go down.
Yeah, we'll have to price it out. MKT thinks Cherokee Nation wins if he breaks. Yeah, he's had some gate trouble. He's stuck on the inside. I think he's probably the most talented long term of the group. But
and that speed,
it's not an easy spot.
And the speed last race, that was an impressive, win last out, which all the more reason Hara left that impressive win. And I guess I didn't even realize you said Baffer was disappointed he left. So,
yeah, I saw some interview. Yes, P-Val won a race at Turf Purgatory. That's very funny. It used to be Turf Purgatory, but now it is Heavenly Turf Paradise.
Yes.
They're making great strides. We'll talk about that. We did a show actually, right, Ciaran?
Yeah.
Because they're doing great things over there. but we get your joke because it used to be turf purgatory, but it is no longer. And then that's
Their
it.
turf course,
Another Jaramillo fan right here.
their turf course looked great.
Awesome, great turf racing. Yeah, they're spending a lot of money rebuilding the facility, adding a lot of really cool things, and
They are going to be the feeder for Santa Anita and Del Mar going forward. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
Ship and Win and all that stuff. And I think there's a lot of interesting stuff they could do as well to bring other horses in. So I think it's looking good. You know, everyone's doom and gloom on horse racing, but there's some bright spots out there. Low takeout bets, but you know,
not yet though.
Coming back from the dead here as well.
Yeah. Not yet. You know, the first year they wanted to, you know, rebuild the facility and, you know, market, hey, we're the new turf paradise. Now I think in year 2, it's going to be like, okay, let's work on the wagering menu, and now let's make this a horse player, you know, destination. So we're excited about turf paradise. But yeah, P-Val, actually, Ciaran, maybe after this race, you could play the Turf Paradise intro song for Jay. He'll get a kick out of it.
Oh, I should let me find it right now.
Yeah, but we'll wait till after this race because we don't want to miss anything. But get it teed up because it's hysterical.
All right, let me find it here.
But I also want to talk about your pick 3 because I'm just going to put mine up, singling the 7 right here, and then I have backups at the 1, 2, 5. But I also did this pivot here because I want to get alive to the 10 horse in the last leg because the 10 horse is 15-1, and I think even if the favorites do win, I'll have some value there. So I want that a little bit of an extra.
And I was just looking forward into the next leg, Frank. So the 2 into the 1, $8.
Oh, is that for $2?
No, $2. 2 into the 1 is $6. 1 into the 1 is $8. 7 into the 1 is $14, and then the next lowest, if we're trying to find some sneaky money, is the 5 into the 1 at 29, and the 4 into the 1 at 33. Everything else just starts getting, you know, crazy.
Well, no. What about? Is there anyone else taking money besides the 1 in the next leg? I think that's what we should be looking at as well, in addition to what we just went through. In other words, it's like is the 7 taking money?
The 6 in the next leg is paying $47 for the 1, $47 for the 2, $67 for the 7.
That's Moche?
Yes.
Moche? Okay. So she's going to be second choice?
She will be.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Let me look again.
But like big second choice. I mean.
Yeah, high price second choice.
Maxim is going to be 2 to 5 probably, right? 3 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking about the lowest pays out there are with the 6 in the so the 6 is looking like it's going to be the second favorite in the next race, Frank. 2 to the 6 is paying 49. 1 to the 6 is paying 51.
Eduardo wants to know how we can help him win the Santa Anita Derby, but I have a feeling he's a Jaramillo fan because everyone in here is Robusta. Robusta. Bad news for you guys. I don't like Robusta, but the good news is Ciaran does. So I'll let Ciaran talk about Robusta.
I mean, we've beat this.
No, you got to do it in Spanish, Ciaran.
Mucho cerveza. Me drunko.
Jaramillo. Now, we have talked about this, and no matter what, I think the most telling thing is what Ciaran and I said, Jaramillo sticks with this horse. Could be riding Cherokee Nation for Bob Baffert, a horse who has all the makings of a potential Derby, certainly a Derby contender. He rode that horse to a 10-length victory last time against Maidens
and moved.
And this is kind of a do or die race for Cherokee Nation because he has no points, right? He's a maiden breaker.
The other thing this is a business. This is a $500,000 race. First place is paying $300K. The jockey's cut, before his expenses is $30,000, and you got Jaramillo leaving the sure paycheck to ride for his guy. There's got to be some assurances that this horse is good. I leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I think, we heard the news about Bob moving some of his string to Kentucky and then probably Oakland.
That's true too.
And people were crying about it. But you and I were both saying, I actually think it's going to be very good for these races out here because many times a lot of these ownership groups are just like, I'm not going up against Patente and Cherokee Nation. I'm bailing. I mean, we only see one Baffert going forward. I think we're going to see fuller fields in these types of races.
Ciaran, that is an excellent point. So from a long-term business perspective,
I think it's good.
Jaramillo could get on all of O'Neill's great horses. He might only get on a few of Baffert's because most of them are probably going to be in Kentucky. So that's actually an excellent point. This is a long-term business thought, maybe.
And then, I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times I've been standing in the, when we do the parade circle at Del Mar, and then you hang around and watch the races there, but then you hear all the ownership groups talking with each other, and they're like, why didn't you bring your horse into this race? And it's like, two Bafferts. Why would I?
Right, exactly.
We're not going to see that. I think we're going to see fuller fields. It does sound counterintuitive because everyone wants to talk smack, but I think it'll actually be positive, and then Bob's going to go all over the country and win all over the place. We'll see some of them come back, but I think it'll actually help racing.
Yeah, that was both about first knee-jerk reaction. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is the death of California racing." We're like, "No,
that's great." And then I watched on X, and I'm like, everyone's just like, "It's the end of racing," like we've been hearing for 20 years. I'm like, wow, you guys really just like the joke I was saying yesterday. The tracks could come out and say beers are $5 tomorrow, and there'll be 50 people going, "Why aren't they 4? Why aren't they 3?"
I know there's one guy online who complains about the low takeout wagers.
Why is your low takeout not 10%?
That's the hill he's willing to die on. I'm like, dude, look at Parks. You could have a field day with them. You could just have a field day doing Parks commentary. Leave us alone.
You know who's going to kill Parks, even though they've got their casino money? I think Turf Paradise has everything to steal so much business, the Monday through Thursday cards there, especially.
You can own the weekday signal. Yes. Own it. Absolutely. Real quick, though, before, we got about 3 minutes. Charlie, thank you for joining us. Super sharp player, member of the DTL crew. Workouts on the 5, So Happy, phenomenal. I actually really liked the 5, So Happy last time in the San Felipe, and I thought that was a little bit of a disappointing race. I think the horse can run better, but my question is, I think 9 furlongs might be a little bit out of his range. What are your notes on the 5, So Happy, Ciaran?
So Happy. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, Run Happy was a phenomenal sprinter for
Smith are 33%, but the trainer is 0 for 8 second-time routing.
Really? Yeah. You have second-time routing stats. That's pretty cool.
I mean, they throw – I mean, you could dive in as deep as you want. That's just one of the Brisnet ones, and it's a horrible return. Like, you know how we talk about the ROI, 0.00 is you're dead on, if it's positive. If you bet $2 on Glatt second time routing, you lose $2.
No, there's I mean that's that makes sense. If it's not his thing.
It's not his thing, yeah.
Yeah, what's going to be different from this race to the 2 horses who just beat him pretty easily?
I probably talked him onto the win, and I think you have So Happy, right? Let me see what the
I have So Happy, on a backup ticket.
5 into 1 is paying $34. I'm going to be damned if I'm going to lose to a crazy horse and not have it in here, so I'm going to make sure it doesn't win by doing a $5 double.
So LD says the Sam Houston boys are liking the Houston horse, number 2, Houston, Texas ownership. Oh, so, okay, that's Speedway Stables. Yeah, I mean, Patente is a very nice horse. He's the favorite. He's got Baffert.
And
probably
JJ,
the most likely winner.
And even though Giroux, does get the mounts, it's my understanding is it's always JJ's pick of the horses, except when Pratt and Ired come to town, you know what I mean? Right. But this is he's here. Other than these other race days, if Pratt was here, he may get the ride. But
I'm gonna steal your thunder for a second because I'm looking at my racing form. I'm gonna give you an over/under, okay? From 2025 to 2026, okay? The jockey trader combo, 199 starts. Over or under 32%?
Who?
Baffert and Hernandez.
Over or under 32%?
Yeah, when they hook up.
They are off going back to when? How long?
2025 to 2026.
I think they're over. I think they're 30% or more.
42%.
Okay, so it is that high. I thought it was actually higher until they lost a few. So I mean,
No, I mean
he's a guy.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean that's so good. So that's just to prove your point. Like that's JJ's decision there. And he
Sometimes the
rode last
ownership,
time.
sometimes the ownership groups, and then when you see Pratt and Ired come in for the big race days, they're not
Sure.
here. The ownership's be like, dude, I want Pratt on. I mean, simple as that. And I think
Yeah.
it's one of those things. Okay, sure. When he leaves, I'll be back on your horses again.
Yeah. What do we got here? Are they doing the Caliente shuffle here? Because it's 0 minutes.
0 minutes. But I'm out of ice. I'm going to go get some more booze, Frank.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing here. So why don't we just take a little break? We can watch the horses in the post parade. Let that pick 3 pool grow.
Yes, that's
over
probably what they're
300.
doing.
Right now it says 266.
Wow.
It should get over 300 because they're dawdling. They're
Maybe
dawdling.
that's what they're trying to do. We want to get that 500,000 before the meet ends, Frank.
I know. We have a shot today. We definitely have a shot tomorrow,
Oh, tomorrow, yeah, because no racing. Keeneland's down. It's Santa Anita Easter racing. So,
all right, let's take a little break as they get to the gate. Good luck, everybody. Charlie Steinbrenner, the man.
yep.
That's
So
what I
happy.
needed from him last time. But, I mean, we pivoted. We're all good. Great call, Charlie. Great call.
Pivot.
Yeah, we gotta have to make a pivot video.
I was making one earlier today, Frank. I was having them skating on grass, but it wasn't to my
You got to have Mark Gelding skating.
Oh, that I don't think people want to see that, Frank.
The ice might break.
I was trying to make
that
it
was
like
an awesome performance. I don't think
Robusto
anyone
wore
from
him down.
California is going to win the Derby, though.
Robusto, I mean, threw the gauntlet down. That's what took the starch out. But still, you got to be able to withstand the pressure, you know?
Robusto had no shot in that race. I don't know why you're even talking about Robusto.
Well,
Couldn't hang with
Robusto
Potente.
softened up Potente is what I'm saying.
Well, okay, yes, that's true.
They threw the gauntlet down and it took the starch out.
But to your point, though, Ciaran, right? If you're going to win the Derby,
you have to be able to take the pressure.
You got to win the battle and the war, right?
But
So
I
happy
mean,
you had the
where was
most perfect
Cherokee?
trip.
Cherokee was nowhere, right?
I heard Frank say he was a handful, so I think the inside was just not good for him. You know, he probably ranked uncomfortable. Potente ran well, but if you're going to be a Derby horse, you got to win that race.
Yeah,
like
you
you
got to
said,
be able
the
to
battle
take
and
the
the
pressure.
war. I'm happy for Mark Glatt, man. He's one of my favorite trainers. We've talked about this on the show before. The Southern California community is it's pretty much family, the racetrack community. And, you know, he lost his wife maybe about a month or 2 months ago or something like that. And
I know it was
tragic.
I know when it happened because we were up there for the Go Phoenix race and he'd won a race earlier in the day and someone said it to me. And I was like, oh, wow. You know,
yeah,
like
she was young. I don't know, maybe like early 50s or something. So, and I've talked about Glad on the show before. He's one of the few trainers that I'm like, I understand him. I really understand him. He must be a brilliant man because he thinks exactly like I would think if I was a trainer. Probably got an IQ of like 190.
I was off him for a long time, but you know my backstory on that.
Yeah, but that's because you had an owner experience. I'm just talking strictly from a handicapping. But anyway, congratulations to him. Mike Smith.
Yeah.
Good for him. What a race, though. That was exciting, huh?
Now,
no excuses. I mean, Intrepid was wide, but showed no punch late. You're not going to get a
no. I mean, I thought I was like when Robusto was pressing, I was like, well, this is going to be a great lesson. And then when they came into the third, I was like, all right, JJ, because he was sitting on the horse, and then it just had nothing.
Well, I wouldn't say nothing. I thought
nothing compared to what the horse should have had. Nothing compared to what we thought the horse would have.
Right. If you're going to go on to the Derby. He fought back as much as he could, and then that was it. And then so happy got the best trip. Smith did a great job. Intrepido, I don't know, he was like 4 wide on the backstretch. I think, but still, to your point, Ciaran, if you're going to go to the Derby, you got to overcome these things, right? So, so would you take anyone out of this race? I don't see anyone out of this race winning the Derby.
Nothing.
Okay.
We'll take no one out of this race.
Yeah, right. I agree. What do you guys think? Especially you, Charlie, because you were all over. You were all over this horse. I mean, this is the DTL crew, right, Ciaran? Because we always say this, like, it's so hard to be right and good 4 races in a row.
Oh,
we might be good at 3 of them, but there's going to be one that's going to screw us up, and that's where the DTL crew comes in, and they got our back.
Guess what happened, Frank? I just heard. Remember we showed this earlier?
What?
It wasn't a dream. Whoa, look at all this cash. Time to hit the track. All of it.
You got it. The other Baffert to show.
So his Kentucky NIL money, Frank, is gone. He bet it on Cherokee. Oh, it's our favorite time of the day. Where's my thing?
Our favorite time of the show, Frank Silence.
Frank's
every time you play a video, and then it automatically mutes my mic. That's just how StreamYard is set up. But I was going to say, so he bet it all on Cherokee Nation, the other Baffert.
Yeah, so his Kentucky NIL money, gone. He's going to be begging for a raise tomorrow, Frank. I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, he's probably trying to borrow money right now. He's going to head down to the dungeon for the late pick 4 at Los Al.
All right, Frank.
Go
So
ahead.
Queen Maxima, off the jump, 36,000 to win, 17 to show. So the show jumpers are hopping on. The double, though, Frank, the $2 double to the one only dropped slightly, $19. The next highest is the 6 at 90, and then the 7 at, oh no, actually the 5 did get money. Amorta, the DeMoro Mandela horse, 157 on the double. Let's see if yeah, but on the pick 3, which is where we usually look for something, the 1 is paying 57 on the pick 3. The next highest is the 6 at 289. Then the next highest is the 2 at 385. The 7 at 526. I mean, they're all about this one here. Let's
see who we're alive to here. Because you did a pivot with the 5, I remember. But let me look at mine real quick. So I'm alive to, I have the 167 in this leg, single to my 10, and then I have my original ticket, which has the 1 singled to the 10, 4, 11. I really like that. I mean, I got to worry about the last race, but that's where the double might come in handy. And did you put your pivot up there? I don't know.
I didn't have time to put it in, but I just did a $5 double.
Here, let me put it up so we okay, hold on, because you didn't do a pick 3 with
I did
5?
do a pick 3. I did.
Yeah. So what was your pivot pick 3?
My pick 3 was,
because I know you used the 5.
I did. I went 2-5 with 167, and I was going to spend a little bit of money, and I just went cheap, and I went with what I said earlier, and I singled the 1 in the last leg.
That's fine. I singled the 10. So yeah, I mean that was the pivot. So that was what 3 times 2 is 6. That's $18. $18,
right? Yes.
Yeah. No, I know. I heard you say it, so I know.
And then if the 1 does win here, it's going to pay me $40, and it covered both bets. And I'm still in the same position. Blah blah blah.
What do you mean? If the 1 wins, you play the double to the 1.
Here, I've got a $5 double, so it'll cover my.
You're playing high takeout doubles on this show.
I know. I couldn't help it. Did you not hear what I said?
Ciaran. You're in timeout. You're a bad actor.
I said I'll be damned if I'm going to let this 5 beat me, and Frank has it, and I did a $5 double.
You should have just bet the horse to win. Then the horse was a good price, right? No, actually, what did the horse go off at? Like 6 or something?
He went off at. He dropped to 7 to 1.
Oh, okay. So this is dead, right?
I think they're dead.
2, 4, 1. Okay, those are dead. But your pivot's alive.
The pivot's alive.
What's the best case scenario for us? Like get the 6 or 7 home. I'd be fine with the 1 because I have the 1. Actually, no, I don't have the 1. I don't have the 1 on my ticket. I have the 1 as a B. So I'm gonna have to play doubles to the 1.
I think the best scenario, Frank, would be, and like I talked about earlier a couple years ago when I almost won that tournament, was Mike Smith. If he wins with the 7 here into the 1 in the next leg, it would be really nice.
Well, right, but I don't have that. I don't have that in the pick 3. So I need to cover the 1 in my double, is what I'm saying.
I'm going to look right now. I was hovering over the 1 and the 11, and it was $36. I was like, yeah, I know it's closing weekend. I don't want to spend any more, and I just went with the 1. But right now, the 1 into the 11, Frank, is paying $29 on the double. The 1 into the 4 is paying $28. The 1 into the 1 is $43. So the betting off the 1 says it's a 3-horse race in the next leg.
What's the 10?
The 10 is $110.
Because I have the 10 twice.
The 10 is.
I also have the 10 with the 6 and 7.
The 2. So in order of, so the horses taking money in the next leg are 11, 4, 1, 2. Those are all the horses under $100. And then
can you do me a favor, because I need to just start thinking about my double coverage here. Can you tell me what the 1 in this leg pays to the 1, 2, 7 in the next?
43, 54, 201.
Okay, and the 6 to the 1, 2, 7?
206, 276, 658.
And then 7 to the 1, 2, 7.
763, 886, and 1,092. And like we kind of said earlier, if you think Queen Maxima can go down, you will get rewarded on this double today. Big
All
time.
right. You're gonna have to talk because I got to put a double in because I want to cover my B's my 127 B's in the next that I don't have in my pick 3.
All
So
right,
I'm good with my pick 3. So I want to come back and double for coverage. So
I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna put up in the notes my planned double that I'm doing now, and I may pivot, but this is what I had planned when I came in here today. My planned double originally was 1 with 111 for $25. So let me put a banner up so you guys can see it. All right, so my 1 to the 1 right now, $42. I would have it 5 times, 210. The 1 to 11 is $29. I'd have it 5 times, 150. Not overly crazy about that one. My backup ticket, though, let's see what the backup ticket is. My backup ticket is to the 23479, and it's for $10. So 1 to the 2, I think, which is what Frank's doing. 51 times 2, not as great. 3 is 394, not bad. The 7 is what you actually like the 7, right, Frank? You're live on.
Yes, I do.
That is the other. Maybe Mike Smith pulls a triple here, like Tony Gwynn.
That's your thing, Mike Smith in the nightcap.
Especially,
it's one of Ciaran's angles.
I said earlier, I think it was 3 years ago when I came second. I turned $150 in the last couple of races on doubles using Mike Smith's horses and ended up turning it into like 12, 13 grand, just like rolling on his wins. He won like 2 races out of the last 3.
I'm just doing the double here because we're in a good spot. 10.
So Queen Maxima right now is heavily getting bet on the show money, Frank. And I mean, I would blame Mark, but he threw his money away from Kentucky.
Yeah.
On the other Baffert, but we got $48K to win on the 1. We've got $30K to show on the 1. So they're taking a.
I love the idea of Mark Gelding affecting the negative show pool because of his money. Oh my God.
I mean, I read something today that Kentucky is projected to have the number 1 NIL budget next year at $23 million. Just to give you an idea, San Diego State, $4 to $6 million. Like these schools, it's like although last night Trump came out and said he was going to he did an executive order where he's going to stop all this nonsense. We'll see. I mean, immediately the ambulance chasers were ongoing. Yeah, we'll see you in court. You're not going to take away our money.
It's out of control. This is why we can't have nice things because everyone exploits the system. But, at the same time, it's like, whatever. It is what it is, right?
So, Frank, read out your double. So you're doing 1 with 1, correct?
I have a $20 late double, 1 with 1 2.
So that's nice. That's $205, not bad. And 4 times the 2, 220, not bad. And what's your other one?
6, 7 with the 127. They're all good.
6, 7 with the 1. How much are you doing it for? Just $5?
Just 5, yeah, because I think the lowest is 200.
Yeah, they're like $200. Yeah, that's great.
And those are really 1,000. And then the 1 to the 7 I have for $10.
That's 188 times 2. Yeah, because I mean, I don't think we really read our notes. I'll go through. Let me go through here.
Yeah, I got to put the bet in. Well, first of all, do you like any of those for the community ticket at all? When you're going through your notes, take notes about a community ticket. But I want to get this doubling because I like where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, you got 13 minutes, but I agree. I was going to read my notes for all these horses just because I said I'd start doing it. Maybe someone can find an angle. We talked about Queen Maxima. Number 2, Ricky for Thomas, first race since April 2025. Sharp works, but winning off the bench on the hill is hard, although the trainer does win 26% off the bench. Number 4, Ciaran. Kimura for Glatt. Led gate to wire going last out a mile. Cutback, not crazy. Number 5, Amorte. Demora for Mandela. 58-second bullet work. 0 for 1 from 2 on the hill, so it doesn't really like the hill. The 6, the other O'Neill with Freshu riding, and then the 7, and I mentioned this earlier, Spirited Boss, Smith on a shipper from Gulfstream. Never discount Mike Smith on the hill, on the outside. So, I mean, I think the 7 has a big-time chance here for the Mike Smith double. And I think that 7 in that last race, Frank,
Yeah.
I thought it was, I'm mixing up tomorrow. I think he's on another one tomorrow where it's shipping from Gulfstream from a grade 1 or grade 2, you know what I mean, from Tampa. But I mean, you got to, and they thought enough of this horse, bullet work, and just shipped in to race here March 27th. They didn't even bother running over the track here, but they got Mike Smith to hop on.
There you go. That's tomorrow or today? I'm now. You got
that is today. That is today. Now, this race, Frank, when the favorite wins, it's almost 50% of the time. When the favorite goes down, the winner 20% of the time is 10 to, like, it's one of those, we talk about it a lot. It's either the chalk or it's going to be a crazy price that typically wins this race.
So your top pick, though, in the nightcap is the 1, right?
Yes, and my second pick is the 7.
Okay. Well, I got both of them
this
now.
race. In the nightcap, my top pick
nightcap.
In the nightcap, my top pick is the 1.
I want to make sure I have your other horse in the nightcap.
My second choice was the 11.
Okay, I have the 11, my pick 3. Okay.
My third choice was the other Phil, you know, just because there's a lot of times, especially when Little Red Feather has a horse in there.
That's the 2?
Yeah, that's the other
Yeah,
Phil
I'm playing the 2
wins.
of my double. Okay. I just want to make sure I don't want to get beat by a horse that you liked. So that's why I appreciate you telling me what you have. So far, I have all those covered, so that's good.
Yeah, and I mean, if I was only allowed, I would say, Frank, on our long shot ticket, our community ticket, we have to have number 7, What a Star, the Mike Smith Powell horse. I think I would say my 2 horses I would like in the community ticket would be number 1 and number 7
in the next race.
Yes, in the double.
I definitely want the 10, but I would also, I mean, I think the 4, I know these are the chalky, the 4 and the 11. We'll look at the pays, but
pays are not going to be that great is the thing, unless we did.
Right.
Well, if we toss the 1 right now, Frank, and we do our double, and we do 6 and 7 with 1, 4, 11, 10, 7. That combination is worth doing for $5. So it's 2 times what? I'm trying to do the math here. You want the 1, 4, 7, 10, 11 in the next. So that's 6, 7, 2 by 5 is 10 times 5. So that's a $50 double for us, Frank. And
so
that
it's a
would
late double. Who do we have here? 6, 7?
6, 7 with 1, 4, 7, 10, 11 for even just $5. Our lowest possible pay, if it chalks out with the lowest one, is $160.
Okay, and then what about
147, and it costs.
You want to put that one in?
Yeah, I'm going to put that in right now.
Okay, so it's and I have it typed here: $5 late double, 6, 7 with 1, 4, 7, 10, 11.
Correct. And that's a $50 bet. Now we can look at what our will pays would be
with the 1 here.
With the 1 into which ones make sense for us, or if
we'll use our price horses. I think we'll use my. What is my 10?
So the 1 into the 10 is paying $124.
Okay, we just do that for $5, right? Or you want to do it for 10 or 7? We don't have to we don't have to do it for.
No, I'm thinking if we do the 1 into the. We can do it for 5 because the 1 into the 7 is $195. The 1 into the 10 is $124, and it's
all right. So we'll do $5 double. One with 7, 10.
Yes.
Any other long shots that we're overlooking here? Let me look at my. Ciaran, cue it up.
Oh my God.
I want to look at my.
Hang on.
I want to look at my. Oh, what is it?
Matrix.
Again?
Matrix.
I removed my brain. You can talk about your Matrix now.
I just want everybody to see what the disappointed Dunskies were conspiring against me the other day.
What the heck is that? Boss, you said that you wanted to copy Frank in his mattress. No! I said matrix, not mattress, you idiot!
I don't think matrix is a word, boss.
Yeah, that's something I'm not copying.
You need to find better help, man. You need a better sidekick here on.
I think I deleted my video of him asking you what the actual matrix was.
Well, you can find it. But let me tell you who is in my matrix. Let's make sure we're not missing anybody that you like and I like at a price.
Okay.
My A's are the 10, 4, and 11 in the nightcap I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then 217.
Okay. I went.
What's the 1 to the 2?
Well, in order, Frank, just to give you an idea, I went 111, 2-4. You know, my top picks. Then my long shot tickets were the 3-7-9.
So 111. So we already have. We have this 111, 27. So we have the one. No, we don't have the one on the community ticket, do we?
No, we haven't done that bet yet.
Okay.
We were saying if we did the $5 double, 1 to the 7, Frank, it's 203. 1 to the 10 is 126. So that's going to cost.
What about to the your 1?
The 1 to the 1 is 43. We'd probably have. We have it on our other tickets. I know we do these tickets to win, but it's not worth them. You know, I don't know.
No, I don't think it is worth it actually. And the 2 also is short, right?
The 2 is $59.
And we don't have the what's the 4?
$28, even worse.
Yeah, even worse. Jeez.
It's at the 4 and the 11 right now, are the chalk with the 1.
Yeah. So let me put this up. I think they're probably fine. This should be good. 2 times 10. See what you think. Let me add this. And again, you guys can amend this however you see fit. We're just trying to put both of our brains together and look for combos that are going to offer value based on the way we saw the race. But, you know, obviously, if you don't want to waste any money trying to be Queen Maxima, you know, it's probably a good strategy. Yeah. John Blassie has a good comment here. And I'll let Ciaran speak to this because, you know, he knows all about Jaramillo's decisions.
That's why I had it on a backup ticket, because when I looked at it, I was like, oh. I mean, Baltus is very, very cold, and Jaramillo is actually, he's tried 5. He's 0 for 5 for this. So he's, you know, they're giving Baltus a shot. Just Baltus is cold right now. Simple as that. I will say, when I looked at it, Frank, and we've kind of talked about it in the show before, where the horse has been training and coming down here. I don't know, might need one. Maybe they're thinking and pointing to Del Mar down the road, perhaps, or the second condition book, you know, on the new meet, the Hollywood meet. Is that what it's called, the new meet, when it comes back? April 17th? What do they call it? The Hollywood meet, right?
I thought it was the Hollywood meet, but I'm not really sure. It changes every year. I don't know.
Sharp work. I mean, I get it. I mean, I've got it on my long shot ticket, if that means anything.
How about this? Thank you, Ethan. The universe is telling me something about Cortina d'Ampezzo.
Yes, I mean, I texted Billy this morning because I had questions about tomorrow. And he always, you know, because he's got a couple of horses that I really liked and we almost bought into tomorrow. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. But then he actually texted me back without me asking. And he went, I really like the 1 in the last race today. Yeah. And I did not solicit that comment. And he knows I'll talk about it on the show, you know.
But at the same time, Ciaran, you have to agree that this is a super competitive race. Like, I mean,
super competitive. But when I looked at it before even seeing the video or hearing from him, the plan for the horse, you know, cutting back to 6.5 on the flat, not on the hill. You got burials on right now. The horse is going to get covered up. I thought everything, like, we'll find out if this is. They had really high hopes for this horse, Frank. So this will be the make or break for it. But I think everything sets up for it. The inside's probably going to give us a better price than we should get. Simple
All
as
right.
that.
Well, Jay's using the 1, 7, 10, and 14. I don't think we even talked about the 14.
Oh, hey, he got in, huh? Grays over bays.
Oh wow, really? The maiden couldn't win at maiden claiming. Now moving up in class. Potential wire job. If you have a case for the horse, I would love to hear it because that is not one that I came up with. Ciaran? Nope. Nope.
No, I couldn't find anything. I mean, just the stats. The trainer's 0 for 4 second grass, maiden to maiden claiming, not wrist. I just thought slower than the other ones, but who knows? You know, I mean, and out there at 6.5, it's not the hill. It's not on the flat out there. You got to run up and then down. I don't know.
SC3 Pete is 1 to the 1-4. He's staying with the inside post, which is great. And just want to say, you know, just as you're getting to the gate, the community is so great. Jeff thanked Charlie for the info. And, you know, this is what the show's all about, winning, letting other friends and people know about the show. Click, subscribe, and like, which we never say.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Charlie.
We do actually forget to do that all the time, don't we?
So that's just super cool. Look, we're all in this together. I know it's a pari-mutuel pool and we're betting against each other, but we're kind of betting against the robots, you know, like it's the horse players versus the robots, and we have an advantage in this pool. Mm-hmm. So I like that we all stick together, you know. Were you gonna say something, Ciaran?
No, I was wondering if I was going to do another stupid pivot, but I'm going to hold myself, and I got to remember tomorrow.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking about just doing it like a $50 double, 1 into the 1. But I already have it. But
what's it paying? $40?
41. I'd have it 10 times, $400. If it was paying a lot more, I might.
Well, let's say like what to bet that horse to win. What price would you want?
To bet it to win, if it's 5 to 1 or more. Actually, yeah, that's probably how I should do it. Just
bet because I'm looking at the imputed double odds in optics, and the horse is about 5 to 1.
I would bet it at 5 to 1. Yes, maybe that's the better. And I did say I need to do more win bets, and I've actually not done that. So maybe that'll be my pivot for the new meet, the Hollywood meet, doing more.
Yeah, I mean, you already have it covered a little bit, right? I mean, yes. But then again, you could whack it pretty good too. You know what I mean? Like.
All right, where are we? They're doing the Gulfstream drag right now, Frank.
Caliente shuffle.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like in the next leg, according to optics, it's a close tie between the 4 and the 11 for favoritism, both about 3 to 1. Then there's the little red feather horse, about 5.5 to 1. The other D'Amato, 7.5 to 1. And then it looks like everybody else is kind of a bombaroo. My 10, 15 to 1. I'm happy with that. I think that horse is a huge shot.
And
we have it on the Matrix.
We have it on the community ticket. So if that,
yes, we do.
We have it. We've got 6, 7 to the 10, and we've got the 1 to the 10. So we've got my 7. So I think we're covered. At least we'll.
I think it's great.
I think it's $60, and if the 10 does win. Aside from me having to listen to you for the next 12 hours, I'm going to have to put you on block.
No, because what's going to happen is when the 10 wins and your horse finishes 10th, you're going to say, oh, man, I don't know what that jockey was doing. Oh, he was too far back. I mean, I don't know why he stopped for a burrito. Did he know it was a race?
I actually need to change this one and put my name on it.
Hey, look, Frank's horse is catching an Uber. This is the funniest thing I've seen all day. Hey, to the races! Hey, look, Frank's.
I think we've had a good mix and match of, you know, me being good in one race, you being good in another, and putting our brains together.
Well, you know what happens is the viewers are the ones making all the money because they go, all right, Ciaran made a good point for this horse. Frank made a good point for that. And then we look back later, and these guys are tweeting at us. Thank you, guys. I won $1,000 on this and $1,000.
We've had a couple of good days recently, too. And the DTL Crew's put us on some horses as well. But, all right, well, they're approaching the gate. Let's take a little break so we come back fresh for the nightcap. Hopefully we're alive. What's the best case scenario here, Ciaran? I guess the 6 or the 7, right?
6 or 7 would really upset the apple cart right here.
Yeah, because I mean, what is Queen Maxima? 2 to 5. Wow.
2 to 5.
I mean, she deserves to be 2 to 5, but that's. Ugh.
I mean, it's slightly under 6 times the place money. They're $130,000 to win. 50% of it on the show. Like there's a lot of show money. The 6 did get a lot of money though. 6 is second. Oh, it is second choice. Yeah.
Nothing in the place pool though, really. What is the ratio? You do that win place ratio?
We're 5 times right now in the place pool, and we're 50, we're 40, we're 60% on the show pool.
But that doesn't meet the 8 times criteria, right? So that's a little scary, huh?
This is a lot. I get nervous when I see this much money on a show pool on a horse here. Even though there's only 5 horses in here, I don't like seeing that much show money.
Are you sure Mark Gelding didn't potentate a show in that race and is now wheeling it all in on Queen Maxima?
No, he did the other, and that was always the other stuff. He couldn't eat, he's going to be crying. He's going to be begging us for beers later.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
Boom shakalaka.
Wowzers.
Boom shakalaka. Mike Smith day again.
Wowzers. We should have bet win money. That was funny.
Boys.
Outside route speed coming back down the hill outside.
Mike Smith. Shipper from Gulfstream. Never discount that dude on the hill, as we said.
Wow.
That was a shockingly bad race for Queen Maxima, would you agree? Just didn't look good. And when they got to the dirt crossover, the horse did not like whatever the position. It was an interesting race.
The show people got lucky there, huh?
Oh my! Wow, barely,
Wow.
huh? Like I said, I always get worried when I see so much show money go in on a horse. You know?
Especially down the hill from the inside post.
Yeah.
Like it's different if it's a 5-horse, Baffert 2-year-old at Del Mar, who's 1-5. Oh my goodness, Ciaran, jeez. So I have 1, 2, 7. And I have 10. I mean, we this could be the greatest pivot in the world.
Yep.
Did you start your pick 3, the 5 with the 6? Did you use the 6, 7 in your pick 3 too?
Yes. So I'm alive to the 1 on my pick 3.
So here's this. I'm single to the 10 there, but then I also have. Do I have this one alive? No, that one's dead.
And
But I
then
think I came back with doubles on that though.
yeah, and then I've got my double, because the 6
I'm looking for it. This
I'm
one
3.
here.
Well, I'm 6, 7, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 11. Other than our our community one.
But this double's dead. None of these are alive, right?
Let me look here. Which one?
No.
So 1 with 11. The
Where's your
third
pivot
one is
double?
alive. That one that says 3, 6 is 6.
That's right.
7.
You swap the 3. You swap the 7 for the 3 who was scratched. So you're alive in the doubles for that. Okay. And then the community.
We are alive to 1, 4, 7, 10, 11 for $5.
That's good because
And we are a
I
fit.
don't. When I was doing all my numbers here, Ciaran, we talk about we're in the heat of battle. You might mess up. I messed up on my personal one because I wanted to cover the doubles. So if you look here, look at my last slate pick 3 there, 1, 2, 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was only single to the 1 there. I should have come back and played a double to the 4 and 11. I only did it with the 10 and then my B's.
Yes.
But we have the 4 and the 11, I think, on the community ticket, right?
Yep.
Okay. That takes the 4. Okay, that's good. I got to look at my wagers again, though. I mean, maybe I did play it. I mean, there was so much going on there.
Yeah, I mean, that reminds me, like your last ticket, Frank. This is the matrix right here with Frank's ticket. Here you go.
What is the matrix? It's when your A horse runs second, your B runs third, and your C horse wins at 50-1 and you still lose the ticket. I have a name for our betting strategy. Okay, I see. I think you should call it the matricide. You're out there murdering bankrolls faster than maiden claimers with gate issues.
But many times, like we have the A, I do 1, 2, 3, but you do A, B, C. And the amount of times where, the pivot C ticket, you pick the most logical horse so that you can do the pivot ticket. And more times than not, it fails you. It's kind of annoying. The amount of times I've back-ended monster prices, Frank, and the one most logical single I thought on that bet is the one that lets me down,
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right,
that's
so
what I'm saying.
we can look at the will pays right now, Frank. We'll start.
Hold on 1 second. I want to repost our feed in case anybody wants to watch. We're all live to everything.
Yes.
The DTL crew is alive to everything in the nightcap.
We are live to what?
We'll be watching.
We are live to 1, 2. 1, 2.
Not to
3.
everything, but we're alive in both.
Yeah, between us and 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, what about my old turf?
7. 9,
No, I don't think I'm alive on my old turf.
11. Oh, 10. We've got 10 as well with your ticket on our community.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. The crew beat Queen Maxima and beat Potente and beat Potente and.
Are you alive on a pick? Are you live on a pick 3, Frank?
Yes.
Which one? Number
10.
We're live to 1 and 10 on the pick 3.
You're alive to the 1, right?
Correct. And you're
And I'm
alive
alive to the 10.
Yep.
You want to go halvesies? If you win, you give me half. If I win, I give you half. We'll split the pot like in poker.
All right, let me see. Well,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We're alive right now, Frank. So the double, the $5 double to the one, $667.
Okay.
I didn't think it was going to be that high, is what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was going to be. It's a lot higher than what I thought it was going to be.
And what about let's go through the community ticket here real quick.
All right. So on the community, we're alive to 1, 4, 7, 10, 11.
You tell me what we got.
667.
Okay, 4.
540.
The 7.
1342.
Oh yes, please. The 10.
1266.
The 11.
527.
Okay. And now let's go. I think that covers the double, right? Because your solo double's alive too, right?
Yeah, my solo double is alive to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on, let me put that back up.
I'm alive to.
We need it. We need. Terry's an executive producer, but we need like a hands-on producer here. It's tough to do a million things at once. All right.
1,
so
2, 3, 4.
That last double there for $5, right?
Correct.
1. Okay, so there's some that you have that we don't have in the community. So you have the 1. What about the 2? We don't have the 2 in the community.
I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 11.
No, I know. Right. So I'm looking at the ones that we didn't write down for the community. So the 2, the double 2 pay?
The double 2 pay is 864.
864, because the crew does not have that one. We have the 4. What about the 3? We do not have the 3.
4,500.
Oh, we eating lobster tacos tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. Hold on. We have the 7. We don't have the 9. What's the 9 pay?
The 9 that my guy Jaramillo, 1,510.
1,510. So if we throw your 3 in there, someone on the show is alive to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10, 11.
Yep. And what did we talk about earlier in this show, Frank? Remember we said, I was like, if you can beat Queen Maxima, these doubles are going to pay really, really well and spread. We only did $5 just to show, like, Queen Maxima looked dominant, but the pays were too good for us to turn down. We spent $60 and we're alive to stacks right now, Frank. You know?
I know. Oh man. So my danger. Let me see. I don't have. So my 7 loss. So the Potente, I should be alive in the pick 3 to the 10, 4, 11. I am not. I'm only alive in the pick 3 to the 10. So the 4 and 11. We have those in the community double though, right?
Oh, and so Frank, I'm going to be really mad that I didn't spend the extra money hedging. When I did that community ticket, I just went 1 versus 111. The pick 3 right now, I'm looking at 2,300 for the 1. Your 10 is paying 5,600, Frank.
In the pick 3?
Yes.
I got it 20 times.
Oh, you did it? What? I was going to say, how did you do that?
I wanted to see if you were listening to me because you never listen to me.
So
that's 100 times.
5,600, Frank, for your 10.
That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah,
I'm true though. If the 4 or the 11 win, I don't have double to them.
The 4 is the dominant chalk on the pick 3, Frank, at 1,400. Let me look at the pick 4. The 4 is paying 2,200, but the 1 is paying 24. So on the pick 4, the 1 was not showing that set, the 6-to-1 morning line. On the pick 5, the 4 is paying The 11 is actually the favorite on the pick 5, Frank, at 54. Then
Okay.
the 6 at 62, and the 1 at 89. Do we have a carryover on the pick 6?
Oh, there's lots of carryover potential here.
Oh, so we got, I think, which one? I can't tell when I look at TVG or ExpressBet what numbers carry over the pool.
I
think
can
we're all
tell you.
consolations,
I'll tell you right now. Here we go. The 4 is paying out. The 11 is paying out. That's it. 4. Someone has the 4 twice. There's 2 tickets alive to the 4.
Oh, that's what it is.
Alive
Yeah.
to the 11.
The 4 is
Everything
paying.
else is 5 or 6.
So the 4 is paying 31.8, and the 11 is paying 90,000.
Wow.
We just come on. Just give one of us. Frank will be doing the community bets if this 10 wins for the next 6 months.
Let's
We'll
get
be
the
having
1 of the
lobster
10 for
chocolate.
Ciaran, the 1 of the 10 for our pick 3.
Yep.
And then the community. You know what? Like, let's see what the crew's got right here. How about this?
Yeah, but even that double to your 10, Frank, is giving us. We're gonna have $1,200 to play around with, and the 7, 13, like these pays are. This is what we talk about. These pays are. How many people probably said, "I'm not going to bet this sequence because you got Queen Maxima in there. I'm betting other tracks." Look at these for a $5 double. The lowest pay right now, Frank, on a $5 double is $527.
Yeah, but it should be 14.98% takeout instead of 15. I'm not gonna play. Nice job, guys. Good call on the 7, Mike Smith. Yeah, we all talked about it. That's why we do the show. Mike Smith Daily Double pays me $13.42 times 2. Oh, come on, tip it. Jay, let's go 3. Yeah, we have the 3. Ciaran has a 3 in his double. Nice. Let's go 10. Yeah, someone's got to win this, man. Come on. Guys, the community will be my winner. Oh, let's get the community home for John. Ciaran. So, who do we not have in
We're not
some
gonna
way,
say that.
shape, or form?
We have the horses that have no chance. Be quiet.
We don't have
Hang
the 5. Is there a 5?
5 scratch. 5 scratch.
Is there a 6?
The 6, yes, is in there. That's the Ricky Drysdale horse.
We do not have the 6. 7. We don't have an 8.
No, there's no 8 scratched.
Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12. Is there a 12, 13, and 14?
12. The reason I hopped off to 12, Yusu lands here. He's 2 of 5 for Baltus. Hara rode the last 58-second work, but I just thought that far out, and our guy left,
Right, no, but I'm saying the only ones that we don't have are the 12, 14, and 6.
Yes.
6, because Larry's going to chime in and ask if we're going to hedge.
No.
But this might be a good case. They got to be bombs, right?
And I mean,
31.
I have the other Hara, the 9. He rode this, and he's on the other Baltus, Frank. I mean, I know Ayuso has 1, 2 of 5 for this trainer, but Jaramillo rode it, and there's a bullet work, and I gotta think that his agent and Hara got the choice of which horse to go on. Just thinking, because he's over. Like, if there's one, they're going to point him to the horse. At least that's my.
I knew LD was going to ask about hedging. I mean, we can do $10 to win on the 5.
There's
12,
no 5, Frank. You see,
5,
look at this. What is it you say?
6.
This guy's supposed to come in and do his work,
6.
and he keeps trying to bet a scratched horse.
6, 12, and 14.
So which one?
Spend
6?
$30, and the minimum would be 160. We'd probably get our money back that we invested, or just kind of break even or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If this was closing day, maybe, but we got tomorrow to fire away at it as well. And
Well, does
we've got
anyone
to
have
start.
anything? Someone like the 14. We talked about the 14. Neither one of us like it. Does anyone have anything on the 12 or the 6? The first time starter for Drysdale, the 6. The 12 has got great breeding. That horse could develop into a nice horse. I wanted to see more run in that debut race.
And
It
going-
wasn't very good.
And they're going up in class. I mean, there is a bullet work, but the horse has worked out.
But Hara left.
Yeah, and I mean, he went to the other
Went
Baltus.
to the first time starter.
He went to the first time starter, and I gotta imagine that's and this is one of these things we talked about it earlier in the show. Tight jockey title. He's up by 5, with 2 days left.
Right, he's not going to go to a loser mount.
his agent,
Yeah.
they want. He just came out here. This agent's going to look great. Hey, I brought my guy out from Florida. First time out here. Meets leading rider, So, and I got to think they're asking, hey, Baltus, which one should he be on? This one or the other one?
That's a great point, actually. That's a great point.
So that's why, I mean, that's especially throughout the meet, I will never look at, we'll kind of glance at who's leading and doing well, but it's not till the last weekend or the last week that I'll look at the, they're working the phones. I want my guy to win this title.
Right. No, seriously. I mean, Baltus could be a little sneaky. So if this was earlier in the meet, maybe we'd be like, oh, he wants a better price. So but with the jockey title on the line, like that is super prestigious. I don't think they're playing games here.
Nope.
I think Baltus is probably like, you want to ride the first or you want to ride this guy back?
Yes.
So, but, I mean, we'll see. If those horses drift up, we could consider it. But I don't know.
I think if it could be another one of those things, and we just go, you know what? We had fantastic coverage. If we couldn't bring it home, but we're going to bring it home. It's going to be one of these horses. It's going to be you have the 7. I mean, the 7 would be great.
I don't have the 7 in the pick 3.
Oh, but you have it in the double,
Yeah. Let me see with my double.
And the 7 on the double for $5 is paying $1,300, Frank.
Yeah, I have a $5 double to the 1, 2, and 7, and then I'm alive in the pick 3 to the 10, and then we have everything else in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the 2, 3, and 9. Which one do we have together that pays the most? The 7 double?
1, 4, 7, 10, 11. 1, 7. 7 pays the most.
You have the double, right?
Yes. 7 pays the most. 10 pays the second. 13,
You
42.
You don't have the 10 in the double, though.
I do not have the 10.
Right. No, I'm trying to say, how can we both hit for the maximum amount? Like, which is...
we need including the community.
No, no, just me and you.
Oh, you and
I think
on
it's
the
the
double,
7, right? Because
the 7 pays us the most money. Yes, we both.
We both have that one, correct?
Yes. And we both have the 2, correct?
In the double, yes.
We both have the 1.
What does the 2 pay in the double?
$864.
Okay, but yeah, 7's still better. But 2 would be good too. 7.
You have the 1, correct?
In the double, yes, correct.
$667.
Okay. And
Do you have the 4?
No, I don't, because those were the chalky ones.
Okay.
We did those in the community, right? We have the
All
4 and the 11 in the community.
The 10 would sink me across my pools, but I get to come back and we've got ammo for our community bets. So
yeah, and what did you say the pick 3 is paying?
The pick 3 is paying. You are going to get $5,600, Frank.
Yeah, I'll give you 10%.
Okay.
I'll cut you for 10%. No, I mean, come on, like we're just gonna fire it away anyway.
You know what we could do? We could play a contest at Santa Anita in the Hollywood meet. Is what
you know what? That's not a bad idea, actually.
If we hit one, if I hit my 3, or you hit your.
No, if you hit your 1, right? You have the 1 on the pick 3.
Yeah, the pick. Oh, yeah, that's right. The 1 on the pick 3 is $2,300. Yeah, so
and
if we
double too.
Yeah, if we hit one of these, maybe we'll play some of these first bet tournaments.
There you go.
Leading into closing day or whatnot. We've got a bunch of
We're good, yeah.
$500 tournaments coming on. So that might be the way we can do it,
That's the plan. Build a bankroll and then, hit something big in a
Yeah,
tournament.
we'll chase our Breeders' Cup seat earlier this year than we usually do.
And then we'll have a DTL Crew only party at Del Mar over the summer. Get a nice big luxury suite. We won't even charge for drinks like the NHC. How about that?
Speaking of drinks, I'm out of ice. I'm gonna go get some ice. I'll be right back.
DTL Crew, let us know what you guys are alive to. Who you guys rooting for? I know we all want everybody to win. Oh, here we go. Jay, Lucky Budweiser to get the DTL Crew. Oh, come. I love you, Jay. You're such a team player. You're also like you fit right in with me and Ciaran. You have our same kind of sarcasm and sense of humor. All you guys do. And we really appreciate it. You can't stress enough how much this means to us that we're actually making a difference in the industry. I mean, these pools that we play at Santa Anita, Indy, I don't know, Ariana, Indiana Grande, or Horseshoe Indy, whatever it's called these days, they're starting a $5 late pick 5. Keeneland started the $3 late pick 3, all low takeout stuff. Slowly but surely, our money and our voices are being heard, and can't do it without you. I mean, absolutely cannot do it without you guys. And not only that, but the information that you provide and you share, the comments you guys make, just being a part of our show.
Real
Look,
time.
If you're part of the community, you're pot committed. It's not like a lot of the other shows where you can listen to it while you're on the treadmill.
No, we have to do it live.
You're gambling with us. We're in it together.
We push the pools, we gamble, and we miss some information. And some of you guys come in and go, "Did you look at this horse?" I mean, look how many pivot bets we've hit in the last week plus, Frank.
Ciaran, if one of us hits this pick 3, it's 100% a pivot bet.
Yep,
100%. Because I came back and did a pick 3 and said, if we beat Potente and we beat Maxima, I want to make sure I'm alive to my long shot in the last, because that's going to pay stacks.
Yep.
And you did the same thing with your 1. So none of those bets were on our tickets when the day started. So what the hell is a treadmill? I need to find out really soon, actually. Once Santa Anita is over, that's it. I got 3 weeks of detoxing, good eating, and sweating it
we
out.
got to figure out what are we
exercise.
doing next week, Frank? Which track are we going to follow?
I don't know.
Oh, we're going to take Friday off.
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to let the crew vote.
We'll have to see. We'll run some numbers. We'll figure it out. DTL, our emails are always open.
Yep.
Scatoni Racing at Gmail or California Pick 4 at Gmail. Any suggestions for tracks, for bets, for shows, for anything you guys want to talk about? Let's do it.
We got Santa Anita tomorrow. No other. Keeneland's closed, so all those guys who just got hooked on gambling are going to go, we got no racing, I think. And if we get a carryover, could you imagine if there's a carryover in the pick 6 tomorrow for closing day?
Yeah, I mean,
the pools will be through the roof.
It's just the 4 and the 11 here on. That's it.
The pools will be through the roof tomorrow.
Actually, yeah, 4 and the 11. Attendance today, 37,000. That's fantastic.
1 minute.
All right, let's back out. Let's all get in front of our computers and focus. I think the 7. Well, first of all, the pick 3s are paying stacks, so the 1 or the 10 for the pick 3, I think would be best. And if it's not one of those, probably the 7. But you know what? How about this? Yep. Anything but the 12, 14, or 6. Let's not root for something. Let's root against the 12, 14, and 6.
Yes.
All right. Good luck, everybody. The suspense is killing me. We are not worthy. We are not worthy.
Boom shakalaka.
Here on Tuesday. Dude, great call, man. First time starter. Jaramillo for all the Venezuelans.
Jaramillo did it again.
Wow, Baltic. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it blew up the all our other tickets, but we're live. Oh, we got it. I got it, and we've got it on our community. Oh, we did. Do we not have that one on our community?
I don't think we used the 9 in that.
Oh, it's just me, huh? Dang it.
Yeah, just you. But I mean, look, someone had to win big, right? We had it. The whole point of it was to connect on something big. Yeah, once I saw Giroux go like this.
Yeah, I was like, when
And
I
then
saw
was like,
that
oh
outside
no,
move,
not
I was
before
like,
the 11 because. Hold on, let's get rid of this banner here. Sorry, crew, that we didn't get it. I know. Sorry, crew, that we couldn't get it done for you guys, but maybe you guys piggyback Ciaran. Some of you guys piggyback Ciaran. LD usually piggybacks you.
yes, he does.
So what is it? Let's put it. That was one of your original doubles, right?
That was one of my original doubles, correct?
Now, but yeah, the 3 is the 7, really.
Yes.
So here's our late now. See, we had 127. Oh no.
Yeah, and that was one of those things, Frank. I might have ratcheted down that bet and not done it. And I kind of read my notes earlier this morning where, like you do,
we used
how you
so
put
many
your picks.
horses, except we like 1, 4, 7, 10, 11 for the community.
Yeah, I mean, but my notes earlier were if my 10 had won that first race, Frank, I probably would not have had the double because I would have ratcheted down my bets. Because what I said was my tickets are really high, but I'm going to adjust it if I don't make it out of that first leg. But I didn't make it out of the first leg, so I was like, all right, I'm going to spend some money. And that was, we were correct again on the jockey roulette. Baltus, gave Jaramillo the correct ride. I mean, people discount.
That was crushed, man, crushed.
People discount that kind of stuff, but especially at the end of the meet, we've talked about it. Quickly had his agent on, remember, and crushed it. I mean, the guy knows his stuff.
Oh boy, that's very frustrating. I mean, for the crew, dude, I'm so happy for you. I wrote down 1510. Is that right?
1510 is what it looks like it's paying. Correct. Yes, 571. Oh wait, no, sorry, 7-1. I was thinking of the pick 3.
Yeah, the 11 ran second. That was the community ticket. That was that double was paying 527 for the community. I'm just trying to think if we could have done anything differently. I mean, we used 1, 2, 3. We used 5 horses there. Maybe the 9 would have been the 6th one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we were already spending some money, and then.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we did.
I don't think there was anything. I don't think there was anything we could have changed on our pivot because we were actually even going. Some people are going to make fun of us of tossing Queen Maxima and doing this other gamble. So at least we got out of that leg on the community.
Yeah, we were up for stacks.
Yeah.
So look, the community, we support each other. We wrote down everything that everybody was alive to. It says one of us has to hit. Hopefully we all hit. But, good job, Ciaran. How about LD? $100 to win on the 9 was my hedge.
There you go.
Go off that. Wow, LD.
He went off at 14-1. There you go. He made more money than I did. So,
Ciaran,
for the viewers who watch here, Larry, I would say, would you agree, Frank? Larry is probably one of the best hedgers I've met. He texts us his hedges all the time.
Larry is great.
That's a hole in my handicapping game where I don't really hedge a lot. This dude, and the way he does superfectas and tries are top notch.
Yeah, he's got the mathematical mind for it. I don't, and you're just stubborn.
I'm
you
stubborn.
You have the mathematical mind for it. You're just stubborn.
Yes.
You're like, I'm right, they're wrong.
Yeah.
No, good job, LD. That's fantastic. I hope somebody else, a bunch of people out there maybe did something.
But Frank, that was essentially, I did a $5 double and it paid $15.10. That just tells you the beauty of this stuff, And it wasn't like we tossed Queen Maxima. There was over leveraged doubles with Queen Maxima as well. It's just
we used her the way she should have been used.
Yes.
Combinations to our long shots that we're going to pay. And you know what? If it came Queen Maxima 11, we don't hit for $24. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
But this is why we do the show. We were up to bat. Everyone watching the show was up to bat for something in the last race.
Yes.
And they were all paying stacks.
And people just don't like money. They should be watching this show. We do stuff live. Both Frank and I put our picks on Santa Anita's website. we handicap ahead of time. But the beauty of this stuff is we pivot live. There's so much information. If there's anything, I mean, we keep saying it. People get really lazy. They put their bets in, and I've done it myself too. But when you monitor the pools, you can find sneaky ways to make money. Like, treat this as a job and not, I mean, some people do. It's like an entertainment thing for them, but you put the work in, you can make some money watching what the big guys do with the money and pushing it around.
Just all of us hanging out together. It's like, it doesn't even feel like work. I mean, we're working it, don't get me wrong, but we're having fun. Like, if we were doing this home alone, isolated, and you're like watching the pools and you're like, it would get tired. It would feel like work. It would get tired really fast. But here, it's very interesting, Ciaran, because the last several shows, our pivots have been
what's saving us, and we couldn't script it. Now all of a sudden,
it wasn't a pivot for you. It was an actual double you had before coming in. But your pivot had you alive to a
big stack.
Big three.
Yeah, and what's crazy is you know how I was worried, and when we turned, before I saw Jaramillo launch that, I was like, oh, I was going to spend another $18 on that pick 3 to have the 11 in. Is he really going to, do that? And then I was like, come on, Aaron, come on. All right, you want to do the win parlays, Frank? Because we got to prove to everyone that this is the best bet there is. And I'm going to do it on mine as well. I'll ask Grok. Grok's the man.
Yeah, I taught Grok how to. No, I taught. Actually, I did. I taught Grok how to do it.
What's funny is
the first time I did it, it was totally wrong. I was like, dude, no.
Well, I've used it so much where if I go, Grok, give me an idea about making fun of Frank, and that's it. And then it automatically knows who you are. It's like, oh, let's make fun of his matrix and Skitani always miss. All right. A $3. What does a $3 win parlay on horses paying?
What the heck is that? Boss, you said that you wanted to copy Frank in his mattress. No! I said matrix, not mattress, you idiot! I don't think matrix is a word, boss.
Matrix! Matrix! Matrix!
Mattress.
I did have a mattress one, but I ran out of time making it to counteract your one, but maybe I'll finish it tomorrow. I was also thinking we were going to do an Easter egg on tomorrow, so we'll see.
Actually, it's an early show tomorrow because there's an early post because it's Easter. So I think we go on around 2-ish.
Oh, yeah, let me see. Tomorrow's show is, I think it was race 5 or 6 is all turf, right?
Yeah, tomorrow it's normal.
Race 6 at 2:38, so we'll have to go on at 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be race 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tomorrow.
Oh man, I was trying to hit my refresh button and seeing $5,000 in my account.
What we forgot to say, Frank, is didn't that make it a pick 6 carryover? $98,000 pick 6 carryover, Frank.
Can't have scripted any better.
The pools are going to be huge tomorrow. That's a $100K pick 6 carryover.
Well, the pick 6 will start in race 5, which goes on to 208. So that we'd have to go on. Race 4 is one that we can go on at 140 for the pick 6 if you guys want to do that. I don't know. Because then race 6 is the all turf.
Yeah.
Then there's the dead race, and then it's the the money races.
But at least we'll have some action for the dead race if we did that, Frank. And it is closing day. Like maybe we
let's look at it and decide. We'll take a quick look after the show and decide. But yeah, I mean, why not? It's the last day, and Ciaran just hit for stacks. Pick 6 community ticket on Ciaran tomorrow.
Yes, we're going to be doing 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 2.
Let's take down the play. Me, Bill Murray, and Pete Fornatel hit a pick 6 at Del Mar, like $12,000 on like a $64 ticket. So
what's crazy is that's my kind of tickets. I've never hit a pick 6. It's one of the bets I've never hit, Frank. But I really don't play it. You know what I mean? And when I do play it, that is exactly the kind of ticket. I'm not juicing the pools. I'll spend $60 or $80 on the big days, but that's about the extent of it. I don't get in with the groups and all that.
I used to put one in every day, like $16 or $32, going with some friends, whatever, 70, maybe 120 or something like that. But then the pick six pools got so depleted that it wasn't worth it anymore. But we'll have to take a look at it tomorrow for sure. All right, what do you want to look at here?
Well, we got to do the pick 3. So,
All right.
oh wait, I put it in wrong.
I'll do chat, you do grok, and we'll see if the brains. So calculate. We're doing the pick 3, right?
Yeah. All right. What does a pick 3 win parlay?
Yeah, I say it's horses. With horses.
So, what does a $3 win parlay on horses paying $16.60, $38, and $31 pay?
38 and 31.
Yep. Oh, it's actually light, Frank. I've never seen that. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Oh, that's great.
The double, probably.
No. Oh, wait. So my numbers come out of it should pay $73.30, Frank.
Yeah.
And it paid $5,400. We're not really going to complain. It probably is just a.
That's it. No, I think that was sneaky money on that horse because that horse won like a stakes horse.
Yes.
Very interesting. Let's look. It was one, two, three.
$16 by $38 by 31. The second I saw that, I was like, "Yikes!"
It was 14. It was hold on, 1, 2, 3. It was fourth choice off a 12-1 morning line. The word was out on that horse, but let's try the double. You hit the double, so the double, we'll see.
Yep.
This is why we do this. We want transparency. If we start to see underlays, we might have to find a new bet.
Well, we won't because it's paying $14.72, Frank, and it paid $15.10, and the difference being the low takeout.
You're talking about the double?
Yes.
So what is it? What is it? 31 and 38, or what is it?
Yeah, 38 and 31. 38
and 31. So let's just confirm with Grockaroo. I have 1472.50.
That's what I have as well, and it paid $15.10.
Yeah. Wow, so, this is the first time we've seen.
They knew that horse. That horse won like the secret was out. So I guess Jaramillo's agent was not the only one wise to that horse. Although they did not have it on the pick 6, Frank. So it wasn't that,
No, because they whacked it in the pick 3.
that was their hedge. They whacked it.
No, that horse got whacked in the pick 3 because there's no reason that horse shouldn't pay more than the parlay unless the word was out inside, and that's where they hid the money.
And the pick 5 paid $17,000, so it wasn't there. The pick 4 paid $7,400. It wasn't there. The pick 3, that was their hedge. And I mean, people forget they don't have to win. They just have to bet enough where the rebate gets them back to even. But it still paid more, $40 more.
Well, remember, Ciaran, we know that the smart money buries it in the pick 3 pool because you can't see it until the first leg has already run. You can't bury it in the double because we could see leg 1 to leg 2. We see the probables.
Yeah,
right?
On the pick
With
3.
The pick 3, we don't see the probable pay until the middle leg.
The pick 3 was 4, 1, 2, 9. So it was the fourth choice, like you said, with a 12-1 morning line.
Because here, look at the double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 choice in the double.
Yes.
Whoever knew that horse was good slaughtered the pick 3. And I don't think that's computer money. I mean, how are they going to know that?
No,
I mean, that's got to be barn money, owner money, or something.
Yeah, and even if we look at
no way the computers would know this is a good horse. Like, how do you know this is a
Frank, man. I was showing the pool total for the exacta was 400,000. What did you have for the double pool? Do you have it up?
I do. Do you want to guess?
275?
331.
331. All right. Let's have a look. See.
I'm gonna look. I want to see if there was any workout chatter on that horse. Did anyone know was there any workout chatter on number 9, Peppermint Dash? or any talk about that horse, because that horse should have been a lot more in the pick 3 and wasn't, but was
Yes.
great value in the double. So somebody knew something, and that's where they hid the money. Wow, how about this, Charlie? One of the best days I've had to say thanks to you guys for us.
Yeah,
You did
there
all
we
the
go.
heavy lifting. He hit the pick 4 for 7,400. Wow.
Boom.
Dude, good job for you, man. Exactus tries win tickets.
Double last year, Frank, 260,000.
Okay.
What do you have for the pick 3? What do you have for the pick 3 this year?
You want to guess?
300, 400?
364.
Last year, the pick 3 was 246, Frank.
Pick 4, 567.
830.
Lower. Right?
Yep.
This year was lower. The double and pick 3 were higher. Pick 4 is lower. Okay, how about the pick 5? 773. Probably $1 million last year.
1.38 million.
Yeah, lower. Pick 6, 183.
Pick 6,
Oh, I don't
214.
know if did they have the $2 pick 6 last year? I don't remember.
Yeah, they had a $2 pick 6. 214.
How much?
214. Now, I was going to say we could look at the other track, but they had no racing last year. I keep forgetting.
No, but we can look at what they all did today. Let's look at what Keeneland did today. They had a huge day. They had a big day too. Aqueduct had a big day.
Yeah.
But here, Ciaran, come on. If you're a track executive and you're looking at these numbers, and you're going to go, pick 6 was down, pick 5 was down, pick 4 was down. Wait, the double and pick 3, both over 100. Like, what's going on there? What do you think's going on there, Ciaran?
I don't know.
Yeah, don't know.
It's you and me going like this.
Blah, blah, blah.
I think I tweeted last night, well, you can watch us live on our show. Unless you hate winning, then don't bother watching.
Yeah. DTL Crew, this is you guys.
Yep.
Congratulations. You're making a statement. You know what? You guys are making a statement. We might go on strike. We might go on strike and let these pools suffer until the DTL Crew gets the recognition they deserve. Anyway, let me go to – I know it wasn't a big day for Oaklawn, but let's just check it out anyway. Like, we want to look at the numbers because they have the same 2 wagers. So Oaklawn ran 11 races today. I just want to compare them to Santa, not last year.
No, this year.
This year to this year.
And they had 11 races this year.
Forget it. Their double was 68,000. Their pick 3 was 54,000. I guarantee you
on a Saturday. That is just.
Wow. I guarantee you next year they won't even carry these bets. They're going to say, "See, it didn't work. Told you guys. No one cares. Told you guys, no one cares about low takeout."
I'm looking at
nobody knows you have these bets.
Aqueduct, Frank. Their daily double today was a big race day there too.
Yeah, but they don't have those. They don't have the low takeouts. But anyway, go ahead.
Their $1 double was 301. And what were we at?
That's pretty good. We were higher though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, and they had their big race day, and they still only got to that. And their pick 3 was 205.
Oh, we crushed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, but Keeneland though. Let's look at Keeneland.
All right.
Oh, Keeneland, yeah, Keeneland did pretty good. 381 in the double, 599 in the pick 3. But we did a show yesterday. We educated the public.
And certain people are ravaging their pools. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
And our guy is working there. I mean, I guess we could kind of blame him. We're going to have to make sure he doesn't go back. He's the.
Sorry it took so long. Here are the results.
He's running the results for them to the tote board.
Our favorite time of the show, Frank Silence.
No, I was saying I'm glad that their pools did well today because this is the future of retail player, racing, horse racing. They had their big day. They had the bluegrass. We were on yesterday letting people know that this is a new wager for them. So I'm not surprised that they absolutely crushed it. They should be crushing it.
Yes, this is and there's still so many people now. When I was at the NHC, I kind of told you too, Frank. I was talking to Jim, and he's like, "Yeah, I get it, the low takeouts." He's like, "But if I walk in there and there was like 800 people at the NHC," and he's like, "Half of these guys probably don't know what a low takeout bet is, and they were at the national championship." You know what I mean? Because most of them are on the East Coast, and they really don't look at it. There's just a huge market uneducated about how well these bets are. Player friendly. The tracks are giving us, you know what I mean? They're helping us. We can live with the guys who fill up the pools because we need the pools filled up for the purses, but we can make money off them. They make mistakes. Look what they did today.
Also, Ciaran, here are the other pools compared to Santa Anita. I mean, the pick 4 at Keeneland was $774. The pick 5, $1.6 million. Pick 6, $305,000.
This is like, and we're comparing Santa Anita to Del Mar going up against Santa Anita. You know what I mean? And Keeneland always has that kind of buzz, whatnot. Santa Anita holds their own no matter all the smack talking that goes on.
Right. And the Santa Anita number, look, they're never going to be better than Keeneland. They're not. But they're better than last year's Santa Anita Derby Day. And what does that tell you? That tells you that you guys are making a difference. And look, I'm actually almost getting to the point where I'm not even going to go on X anymore and try to convince people. You cannot lead a horse to water and force him to drink. Like, you just can't.
And then, I mean, we got closing day at Santa Anita tomorrow. We're going to have 98,000 carryover into the pick 6 pool. And when we saw, remember that Friday show a month or so ago, and they had like 75 or 80K in, the pool was over $500,000. There's no racing at Keeneland. It's closing day at Santa Anita. I think the pools, you absolutely have to do your handicapping for tomorrow. The pools are going to be, and I actually went through. That is not an easy card tomorrow, Frank. Like, yikes, that looks.
I did the first 2 races. I haven't done the last 2. And then after the show, we'll talk about maybe a pick 6 or whatever. But so I think the record was like 400,000 or something on the NHC Sunday, which is so weird. I thought maybe we'd get more than that, but we were up against Keeneland. So the fact that we were even close was good. Tomorrow we got to beat the record, beat 400,000.
I mean, put it like this, Frank. One of the races tomorrow, my notes when I went through and did the write-up, I ended up going, I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on a ticket.
Which race?
Race 9.
Let me see if it's real.
It was one of those races where, the favorite wins half the time, but
I haven't done race 9 yet.
Oh, well, wait till you do it because our guy at Hera is on a 30-1 shot tomorrow, but we can talk about it on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, let Ciaran, dude, congratulations. I mean, the fact that we wrote down all the numbers that we were alive to, and the lowest one was paying $540.
Yep.
And the highest was like me at $5,000. So.
Yep.
DTL Crew, cannot thank you enough. Make it happen again tomorrow. Is a lot of money. A lot of money.
Yes, you gotta
take it away, Ciaran.
Thanks for watching, guys. Come join us tomorrow, closing day at Santa Anita. Just after you do your Easter egg hunts and dinner, there's gonna be money to be made tomorrow. Just tell the wife I gotta make some money, honey.
And Ciaran will be dressing up in a full bunny suit for the whole show.
Okay. I wonder if there is one. No, I'm not doing that. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, wait.
You gotta play it down, man. Come on.
I gotta do the outro video.
Wallet already on life support. Hit me with that low takeout. Now I'm feeling kind of sport. 15%, bro, that's basically free money. I'm about to turn $11 into a yacht by Monday. Low takeout fast. Cha-ching. Double trouble. I'm doing this thing. My pocket's doing the running, man. Low takeout fast. What? Bookies crying in the can. Low takeout fast. Baby, 3 straight lawns. If this thing hits, I'm buying the whole damn barn. Grass to grass, no dirt in my life. I'm so all turf, I might start photosynthesize. Santa Anita, low takeout got me acting unwise. Told my wife, babe, I'm rich, now she want alimony twice. Double trouble on the mic, we causing the scene. Low takeout was all turf, a retirement dream. If we hit this pick 3, tell the valet keep the change. We're reading lobster tonight on a $12 range. Boom! Thank you, Santa Anita, good night.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to like and subscribe to Double Trouble Live on YouTube. Get out, get up, get paid.